luck. I'm coming to get you.
Remember, Sally, when I promised to kill you last? I lied. Get off my plane.
I have come here to chew bubblegum and kick ass. And I'm all out of bubblegum.
John, I'm not gonna shoot you between the eyes. They're gonna shoot you between the balls.
The disease. And I'm the cure.
I'm gonna take you to the bank, Senator Trent. There can be only one.
Dead or alive, you are coming with me.
Yippee-ki-yay. I'm going to kill them all, sir.
What's going on, everybody, and welcome to a very special episode of Gimme Back My Action Movies, the podcast. I am one of your hosts, Charlie. With me, as always, is Nate. Say hello to the people, Nate.
Hey, what's up?
There's Nate, and beside Nate is the sexiest man without any hair. It's Pete.
Good morning, everyone. It's our
not
anniversary.
morning if they listen. They could be
It's
listening at
true.
9 p.m.
But I'm celebrating this morning with a delicious Bloody Mary because it is our anniversary today, folks.
Words that are never combined together. Delicious and Bloody Mary.
Are you kidding me? I made this myself. It's
Pete makes it.
delightful.
Did you make it extra bloody or is it extra merry?
Don't
Depends-
say those words
Depends on the
together.
time of month.
It might... You're going to conjure her.
Oh, you might
There's
want
no,
to cut that
there's no
joke out.
mirror. No, no jokes.
Does the
no
camera
jokes
count
get
as a
cut.
mirror?
Maybe. All of a sudden, it just reaches out through our cameras as we look at each other. And of course, we're already off the rails, everyone, but that's all right. That's what you expect with this show. The reason this is a very special episode, as many of you may know from seeing our posts and everything, is it is our 3-year anniversary of the show. This chaos started 3 years ago, and it's still going strong, and we're taking this time to celebrate it. And I know a lot of you are looking at our promotions and stuff going, okay, so what are you guys doing? You haven't showed a movie. We don't know what's going on. And that's because there is no movie, or at least not one movie. I decided this year that this needed to be a celebration of the show, but more of a celebration of action. What makes us want to continue talking about these movies? What excites us about these movies? And what was our first experiences with action? And that's what this is going to be. So it's not just one movie. It's going to be several movies. And I have reached out to a lot of the shows that we collaborate with, and they've recorded some clips for us that we're going to play throughout the show. I've got some paragraphs from some special fans that have sent us in to kind of help celebrate it. And each of us are going to talk about our first experiences with action and kind of talk about the show, the past year, what's coming up. What do we got planned? Is Pete quitting after February? Does Charlie fire him after February?
Does Nate walk off the show after February?
I think it's more firing me than anything else. Oh, I can't wait to tell you what the first movie is.
You did it to yourself, you asshole.
That's right.
You let me off the leash, and I'm going to take all advantage of it as I can.
He's down the street, across in the neighbor's
Right.
Yeah,
yard.
you won't listen. We keep telling you, get back in the house. You won't
I'm
do
humping
it.
somebody's
You're
leg in the park.
Yep.
Yeah.
spinning in circles. You're pooping
he's
on the
hump-
sidewalk.
just gone. Animal
Why did you
control's
poop on the
been
sidewalk?
called.
The grass is right there.
I don't
Hey,
know,
everybody.
man.
Hope you enjoyed our 3-year anniversary.
Nobody
episode.
tells me where to poop.
Me and the guys
That-
thought
that's-
kind
Yeah.
of for you to get a little peek behind the
So that's what
curtain.
this episode's going to be.
And
We're
here's what
not.
happens
We have
when I hit the
failed
big
last
red
year
button,
trying to cover
but
missing in
just
action.
before-
Oh,
That
woof.
just
Sorry.
it just didn't work.
So
To be fair,
quick
we
little-
didn't know.
Hope you enjoyed.
We
we just didn't know.
I mean I
We
I
didn't
should
want to
have
risk
known.
part 2.
No, thankfully I went ahead and watched that one ahead of time.
I don't know if that's
Uh,
thankfully though. That's you still had to sit through it.
I did. 3
But
is
it
so
was his
much better.
choice, so
It
better
was.
him than me.
And I refused Nate to allow us to do Delta Force 3. I
We're
just
gonna
wasn't
Dang it.
ready.
eventually do
So
Delta Force
close.
3. I'm gonna find a way to make it happen.
Not
You
no.
do have a birthday month.
I do. Do I want to
You're-
sacrifice?
I was
for
going to say,
anything?
you're going to waste one of your choices for that.
Right.
We have a month that maybe you could put it on, and we might even talk about that a little bit.
Is there any
Oh,
neon in
is it
Delta Force
double
3?
month? Could we do a month where it's just like you get the adjacent version because how that one has everyone's kids, and then we just found out there's a movie of Patrick Swayze's brother. Like we do stuff like that.
Chuck Norris's brother, Patrick Swayze's brother, and someone else's brother. Like there's 3 main names, but they only put their last names. So you're like, oh,
Swayze, and it's,
Norris.
no, it's like
it's their family.
yeah, it's Jerry Swayze
That's
or
a
something like
sneaky
that.
thing. That sounds like a
And they're-
canon thing.
But they're still fighting Drago.
Right. That's the main reason I want to watch it is because Billy Drago's still in that movie. So we'll have,
Yeah.
we might be talking about that one on another show. We'll see. We'll
Okay.
see how that works out. So yeah, so this is going to be a little bit different. This is pretty much just going to be us hanging out, celebrating our 3 years of it. You know,
A
doing this
reflection
podcast.
of 2023 as a whole. Yeah.
Well, I'll
we
tell you
haven't
what,
done this before without a movie to navigate us.
It
There's no
hasn't-
trailer. Do we play our own trailer?
Yeah, let's play our
That
own
feels like
promotion.
that feels like we're huffing our own farts at that point.
Yeah, I'm not.
I'm not a Prius owner.
I can play a clip, so I think that's a perfect.
Oh,
place for us
okay.
to play a
Oh,
clip.
okay.
I'll tell you what. Let's start with our brothers over at the Evil Deaths.
Yeah.
Their clip is titled "Happy Anniversary from Everyone at Bennigan's." That's what they listed this as. So here it is.
Bennigan's.
Our
Yeah,
brothers
we've got
at
Bennigan's
the
in
Evil
decades.
Deaths.
Hey, boys. It's your pal Josh. And
Brett.
hey, from the Evil Deaths podcast. We just wanted to congratulate you guys on your 3rd anniversary. Edit that if it's wrong. Put in whatever number it is that you want. Congratulations, guys. It's been really cool getting to know you boys.
Hell yeah.
We appreciate you very much. So we just wanted to share some of our action memories. One of my earliest action memories would be from the movie Speed, which we all remember and love. But you remember how Keanu would act in that movie, and he had like that gum that he was chewing with his fucking mouth all open and shit that.
I remember.
And he had this like strut about him. So I don't remember how old I was at the time. I must have been like super young, but I walked out of the theater and I was chewing gum like him and I was walking like him. And I was just like, Mom, don't you fucking dare go under 55 or our car is going to blow up. So yeah, that's one of my earliest action memories.
I like it.
Yeah. What you got?
Mine is probably, if I had to go with it, probably Rambo, because I used to tend to be John Rambo all the time in the woods and pretend to kill imaginary humans. So John Rambo would probably be mine.
Fuck yeah. So that's a good action movie memory.
I mean, yours is better. I wish I could have seen you strut your stuff out there, though.
Yeah.
But you'll do a recount for me.
Hey, maybe. But yeah, congratulations,
Yes.
guys. we love you, and we look forward to working with you guys more.
Oh, yes.
I am really glad he designated as I was killing imaginary humans.
Yes, imaginary.
None of us
Imaginary
need to
human.
be on a list, Josh. Thank
Yeah.
you.
Or was that Brett?
Or
Because
was that Brett?
I think it
They
was
sound
Josh
the
that was
same.
Speed. They
Oh!
sound the same, and they never say who is who. It doesn't matter how long I've been listening. I still am like, that was a good opinion, Josh. And then Josh chimes in like, that was a good opinion, Brett. I'm like, fuck.
got it backwards again.
I'm pretty sure they introduced each other, and that's what.
Oh,
does it.
that's
This-
oh.
Brett, and thank you, Josh. And it's just this whole thing. I love the fact though that I could reuse this clip in infinity because all I got to do is just edit the year he says
Right.
every
Yeah.
time.
That's it.
In
So
our
we will
10-year
never need
anniversary, I will play it again.
Anything.
Congratulations on your 6th
Oh,
anniversary.
I will use
We'll
the
soundboard it.
weirdest dubbed voice I can find. It's gonna be
like
insane.
the Alexa voice or something. That'd be pretty
We're-
funny.
Yeah. I'll make it like Christopher Walken or some shit. That'll just have a lot of fun with it.
Boy, that was a bad
Ooh,
Christopher
that was a
Walken.
bad. What
That
was
was
that?
not. Don't
I
ever
need to
do
stop.
walking again.
No,
No.
I must apologize for that. God.
Yeah, you write him an apology right now.
Okay, I'm on it.
I feel icky. That was just wrong. All right, well, let's
Mr.
kick
Walken,
off.
I'm
He's
so
writing it
sorry. Please punish me. Here's my address.
No, not like that.
No.
That's
You
just-
might end up like that one girl that he was on a boat with that mysteriously disappeared.
Oh, goodness.
It's a real thing.
I
He
missed that
may or may
news.
not have murdered someone. We
shit.
don't know.
Delete, unsend.
Wow. You know, I don't know where to go from that point. Jesus
I
Christ.
know. Hey, somehow we're still cool with Walken, but he may or may not have murdered an actress. We'll never know. Allegedly. I gotta make sure my ass is covered as
Yeah,
well.
you
now.
better.
I'm not even putting my toes into this one. Guys, let's talk about since this episode is mostly about everyone's memories of their first action movies or action type memory. I am curious, and I'm debating where I want to hear from him.
Oh.
So I think I'm gonna start with Nate because I'm more curious about Pete. So I want to
Yeah, same. Like,
Yeah.
what is the
You're Pete
enigma that is
curious?
Pete?
Yeah,
Everyone's a little Pete curious.
it is. I'm a
Yeah, every
little-
once in a while I get a little Pete curious.
It's like, what would that be like?
So we'll hold on to that a little
Either
bit. That may be
amazing or
interesting.
horrifically disappointing.
One of the two.
Jeez.
What are you?
Stop that.
I am a meat sandwich. Nate, so why don't you kick us off here
This is
with
what's
your first one?
hard because, like, you know, we've covered Die Hard, we've covered RoboCop, Terminator 2, but it's like none of them really like distinctly stick out as to like what was the first one, because at that age everything just kind of blends together, you know, and just the way that we got a hold of movies, you know. But I definitely, even though it's not my first memory, it's the very first distinct one for me. It's 1995's Mortal Kombat. Like, when that came out, 3, 4, 5, I was 7, but I got to go see that in theaters with
saw
my
it in
mom.
theaters.
Yeah, because I love the games. I remember, and you guys, if you follow us on Instagram, you see us all the time. Like, any time it's available, we will post the newspaper ads that we can find of the Showtime clippings, because like I hold that so near and dear to my heart, because like I remember, even though we didn't go to the movies often, just being like, oh, we got today's newspaper in, or like the Sunday newspaper in that came in with all the advertisements. Like, we didn't have a Best Buy in the area, but just seeing like all the video games and movies that their ads would have. But then they'd have that giant section of the showtimes for the local theater. And yes, we had a phone number that you could call, and you had to pay attention to it, because then it would run you through the showtimes of every single movie. But the newspaper ad for Mortal Kombat, and having the dragon, and how faithful it looked to the actual game cover, and how much I adored playing Mortal Kombat 1 and 2, and, you know, owning those. So, and then be able to convince my mom to go see Mortal Kombat, and her loving it because like how loud the soundtrack was, how upbeat it was. Seeing Sub-Zero and Scorpion on screen for the first time ever, I was just like, holy shit, this is the coolest thing ever. Now, I had also seen the Super Mario movie beforehand in movie theaters as well, which I feel I'm one of the few that can say he got to see both Mario movies in theaters now. So suck that, Gen Z.
Wow.
But I like the Super Mario movie, even though I haven't seen it in ages. I remember really liking it as a kid, but this
still
was
like it.
something different. The Mortal Kombat movie was, and even though it was PG-13, it didn't matter because you had Sonya Blade, you had Kano, you had Johnny Cage, him doing the splits, hitting Goro in the nuts. And I swear, when that came out, all of us, every kid on the playground went and saw that movie and was talking about it. Like, it was the coolest thing ever. And then part 2 came out, and none of us wanted to talk about it.
We don't talk about part 2. Got a cool Shao Kahn. That's
that's pretty much it.
That's pretty much about all I'll say.
God, that CGI in 2 is wow.
That's Mortal Kombat. I remember when that came out. Now I've talked on here before that, our bigger theaters were quite a distance away from us. We did have a small local, like 2-screen, and I think I've only ever been to it like 3 times the entire time growing up. They've actually reopened it. Somebody put the money into it.
Oh, that's great.
Have reopened it, and now they're doing special showings, and then they do like live events,
Sure.
so that's always cool. I'm going to try and get it out there, but I will always remember, and it was wild that you picked that, because that was a movie for some reason I wouldn't shut up about as a kid. And one of the few times my dad took me and my buddy Josh, just us 3, to go watch Mortal Kombat. It was like a Sunday. Josh had stayed the night. Dad had called Josh's mom, say, "Hey, I'm going to take the boys to go see Mortal Kombat. Are you okay with it?" She was totally fine with it. And Dad took the 2 of us to go watch Mortal Kombat at that theater. And dude, we were over the moon, man. That was the best experience movie you could take. I was like 14, 15, and I'm still into it. I was really into those movies. And right after, Dad took us to it was called Magic Mart. It's kind of like Kmart, Walmart that we have now. We each got to pick a Mortal Kombat action figure back when they were still
very cool.
Was it the 3-inch ones?
The G.I. Joe O-ring.
God, those
size.
things are so cool.
We Josh got Scorpion, I got Sub-Zero.
Nice.
So obviously every kid, that's who you picked. Later on, I got a couple more. I ended up with like a Goro and a couple of others.
Those things are worth a pretty penny now.
Yeah, if you got all the weapons.
Last time I came across them, if they're still in the package.
Weapons.
Yeah. And it's funny, like you see them now, it's like, wow, there really was not much detail put into these. They really rushed them out.
Well, the best part was they were the size of G.I. Joe. So
and they had the cloth as well.
So yeah, a lot of them had the cloth things, and what a lot of people don't realize is they also did the same thing with the Jean-Claude Van Damme Street Fighter movie. They released action figures the size of G.I. Joe.
I think I saw those ever. I don't remember seeing those ones growing up.
I had Guile, and I think I had Blanca, but they were the same exact O-ring. It was also at the tail end of G.I. Joe, so they were like just whatever we can do to push out sales, get them out there. But yeah, that was probably right around the time. I was still collecting and playing with action figures at about 14, 15. I didn't give a shit. Not like Pete out there chasing girls.
I didn't care.
Reading comic
girls
books.
Were scary. Well, I'd even say that like Mortal Kombat, though, I would even say now with Mortal Kombat, that was probably like even an introduction in the martial arts films. Because like I didn't know as a kid that the movie pretty much just followed Enter the Dragon,
Right.
It
well,
took
the
like
game
the same
followed Enter the Dragon, basically.
It's one of those things where it's like, oh wait, okay, cool, that's still pretty neat. But even down to Liu Kang being Bruce Lee essentially, and like how every fighting game had to have a Bruce Lee character, that was just a given. Right. Didn't matter if it was Tekken, Street Fighter, they all had some sort of Bruce Lee knockoff to them.
Right. Well, it had a Jean-Claude Van Damme knockoff because they couldn't come to a deal for Johnny Cage at the time that was based off of Van Damme.
Can you imagine if Van Damme would have been in that movie? He would have gone crazy.
He ended up in Street Fighter, didn't he? Is that?
Yeah, he ended up in Street Fighter.
Yeah. But then, like, a couple years later, Robin Shou showed up in Beverly Hills Ninja, and, like, I loved Chris Farley as a kid, so...
I love that movie.
Beverly Hills Ninja is
oh my God.
So damn funny. Love it.
I watched that not long ago. It was, like, on the To Be Leaving Soon list, and I was like, I'm watching it.
Getting this now.
I was still laughing just as hard at everything between Chris Farley and Robin Shou. It was so freaking funny. But... That's a good, that definitely counts, man. It's a good PG-13 and early, like, strong memory of what I would classify as an action movie. I mean,
and it's one of the rare, like, actually good video game movies. They're still very hard to come by.
They really are.
They are. I still stand by Mortal Kombat. The first one was amazing. All right. Well, I think now, wow, I hit puberty all of a sudden.
Oh,
Oh, the pizza boy.
pizza guy's here.
No.
Hey guys. Now I can't even do that. Jesus, it's either too deep or too high. Let's read one of our paragraphs. So I reached out to a handful of our fans that interact with us regularly. They send me messages saying how much they like the show. So this is just, hey, if you like the show, don't be afraid to reach out to us, man. We interact, we answer back. You know, we're not, you know, these type of people that are like, the plebs are trying to converse with us on the interwebs.
How dare they?
The normies are loose again. No, so yeah. So no, I asked them. I was like, you know, this show's pretty much going to be about our first action memory. So I reached out and I asked a couple of them. And this one comes from Ryan. Ryan interacts with us over on Facebook. We all talk to Ryan quite a bit over there.
Ryan's a great guy.
Ryan's a good dude, man.
He let me know recently that the Ninja Turtles original cartoon is on Paramount Plus. So I didn't know that. So he gave me the heads up.
I have them on DVD. He also messaged me, so that was good.
Nice. Did you get the one with the party van? That's the one thing I regret not buying.
I did not get the one with the party van. It was just the big bunch, like the thick case.
Yeah.
Ninja Turtles. The same one I got like with my He-Man cartoon. It's just all of them in one big thick case. So all right, here's Ryan. So I can't remember my first action movie exactly because like many, we were watching movies we weren't supposed to, like RoboCop, Predator, Rambo, Conan, and other badass action movies from the 80s and 90s. It wasn't until I was listening to the T2 episodes that was one of the only movies I went to the theater with my dad to see. The other was Ace Ventura 2, Nate's favorite movie. But you guys were talking about you guys were talking about all the awesome things you remember seeing for the first time and being amazed at, like the truck chases, the helicopter, and all the things you guys were saying brought up these memories back of how awesome action was and still is, even though our faces are older now and still try, but don't live up to the awesomeness of when they first came out. So yeah, it's pretty much what the show is based on, is remembering those moments from when action movies were actually badass.
Yeah, I'm glad we were able to like unlock that for him.
And that's kind of the key, man. And I think that's what a lot of people have kind of drawn to with our show is we loosely review these movies. You know, we give our opinions on them and stuff, but people seem to really enjoy our nostalgia for these, our memories of watching these movies growing
We have a
up.
nice dynamic too, or with ages, as you know, I'm a little older than Nate is, and Charlie's somewhere in the middle. So we all have experienced these movies at different stages of our young lives.
We've got a good spread. We're not quite three distinct different generations. I think technically Pete and I both are Gen X. Nate's right at millennial, but we're not that far of apart from those generation gaps. Even though Pete, we may call him a boomer once in a while.
Yeah, every once in a while he has boomer energy.
What?
See, there it was.
Get off my lawn.
Says the guy drinking a Bloody Mary this morning.
It's so good.
You Jimmy Buffett, you. But like, that's the one thing with the show. I'm like, eventually I'm gonna run out of memories, right? Like, eventually we're gonna have these movies. I'm like, I got no memory, fellas, or I've never seen this before, or my memory is I watched it last year.
I don't know. There's still a ton of heavy hitters we haven't
touched. Yet. We barely scratched a lot of the man. We haven't done Running Man or Total Recall, or
we've done Running. I did.
Running Man happened. It was just about you and I, Pete. It's cool. It's whatever.
It's all right.
No, this is
it's whatever. It doesn't
it's
hurt.
about what we build going forward.
Right.
Yes.
Maybe we might do redos once in a while, but yeah.
We had a plan last year to do like a summer event where once a month in the summer we'd have like one of the older episodes that we thought kind of stank and redo it.
Most of them.
But then
it's first year podcasting, guys.
Yeah, first year.
Yeah, that first year's rough.
So then we did Con Air with Creepy Jason from Ink Master.
Yep.
And that was awesome. It was so much fun.
Great.
we got really busy and we're not able to do any other ones.
We had a list and we just haven't done them yet. So
maybe this summer, maybe.
Yeah.
It just depends on what happens with all of our time.
So little time. We're so old.
So little time. We only put out an episode a week, and we just.
Hey, you know what?
How do we run out of time with an episode a week?
But everyone works full-time jobs.
Oh yeah,
everyone has stuff going on, and then like trying to fit in just watching one of these movies can sometimes be a pain.
Yeah.
But then it's also like I feel like all of us each have either our own little research that we do, or just like a little memory that we have with it, or you know, falling down that YouTube rabbit hole of something else that maybe that director or actor did that you feel is relevant to what is going to be in the episode. Next thing you know, a couple hours has been spent even after watching the movie. Or you got me who falls asleep during the movie and goes, damn it, now I got to restart it.
That happens.
That's becoming an issue with you, Nate.
I'm a very tired person.
You're overly negative when you fall asleep during the movies.
I'm a sleepy guy.
Don't be. Just pick it up next time.
Just watch it at the don't get cozy on the couch.
Well, that's the problem. The new couch, I get so cozy and I'm like, oh, this is nice. I'm warm.
I don't blame you. It's a cozy couch.
Not uncomfortable. And then the old couch, I was like, oh, this is terrible back support. I have to stay up.
Bring back the old couch. So
give me back my couch.
Give me back my old couch. Hey, you say that. My grandma had a chair that I would fight with my older cousin Jeremy about. And whatever reason, you didn't sit in it normal. You laid across the arms. And we had slowly, I guess the right word is broken this damn thing, but it was like memory foam because we were kind of the same size.
Oh,
and
that's a huge chair.
Yeah, Jeremy, I'm a little taller than he is, but you look at us side by side, you're going to be like, you two are fucking brothers, not cousins. But it fit you. It was like a glove. And we fought over that damn thing every time we were all in the same spot. And so much so that my grandma refused to give it to Jeremy because he moved out first. So I got to sit in it more after he moved out. And then when I moved out, she refused to give it to me and they threw it away finally. And we have been so... Because it's literally broken. Like, it's like a Shea lounge out of a chair that never should have been a Shea lounge. And we would fight over that damn
broken
thing.
Just right, though.
Just right.
Yeah. Oh, it was perfect. You talk about falling asleep, you're out, man. I could sleep in that overnight. Yeah, I understand the old seats and the way you would watch these movies. I watched a lot of movies in that chair. I really did.
Or parts of them.
As a kid, I used to lay on the floor and I'd have a pillow behind my head. And that's how I'd watch a lot of movies. I wouldn't sleep on the couch. Like, I wouldn't be on the couch.
That makes my Gen X back go, ouch.
Right? Yeah.
Ow.
I'd be like 10 years old, just like on the floor with a couple pillows. And that's how like I would watch everything. I would love it. Like we got back from like the video store or something. Like that was my spot, basically.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. At home, it was either couch or on the floor. You know, we would prop up. Mom had made like big denim pillows like that we could lean up against. We didn't have room for bean bags, but if you stacked up all the denim, and you know, denim lasted longer than regular pillows around, you know, me and my sister and dad, because we just, you know, toss those things anywhere. But that's how we would like just kind of chill out.
Those pleather bean bags would wear out real quick. Denim, that don't wear out.
When the beans would go all over the place.
All over the place.
That's why Mom was like, we're not doing it. You know, it was like no bean bags in the house. We didn't have a huge house anyway, because those things take up a ton of space.
Yeah.
I still want like a modern bean bag, because I feel like the bean bag technology has gotten better, right?
Why wasn't the stuff in it the stuff that was in like Stretch Armstrong or some stuff?
Oh no, like that'd be comfortable, but then like you pop it. Oh, that's going to be bad news.
That Caro syrup or whatever.
It takes a lot to pop a Stretch Armstrong.
I'm reminded
you have to bite it real good.
Or cut it.
Who's eating their Stretch Armstrong?
A friend told me about that once.
Yeah, a friend.
His
name was Meat.
It was Meat.
Queet Pint.
Queet it. Jesus. I think it's time for another clip, guys. What do
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
think?
Yeah. Go, move along.
Move along, everyone. Move along. All right, let's do this clip from our very good friends over at A Cut Above.
Yeah.
I'm not as scared about this one as others, but still.
Are you
Good
sure?
I'm a
evening
little
and
scared.
welcome to A
You've
Cut
met these
Above
people,
Horror
right?
Review, a podcast where we review all things horror. I'm your host, Jacqueline, and tonight we'll...
Jacqueline.
What?
Whoa.
I'm trying to do an intro here.
I understand that, but we're not here to do A Cut Above.
Oh,
we're
we're not?
here
Okay,
to celebrate. Yeah, we're here to celebrate our friends, Charlie, Nate, and Pete over at Give Me Back My Action and Horror Movies.
Oh,
hey, guys.
Because they're celebrating 3 years of podcasting. Can you fucking believe it?
Hooray!
That's amazing.
Rob Zombie would be so proud.
Boom.
Oh.
What a melange of like memories you guys must have.
Yeah.
Of all those years of podcasting. It must have, congratulations.
Oh,
That's
hell
amazing.
yeah. Huge congratulations. I mean, not to toot our own horn, but we've got our 3-year coming up here in July.
Yeah,
but
they got there first.
Forget about
this
it.
isn't about us, though.
Yeah,
No, it's really not. It's
about them.
Yeah, it's about Charlie, Nate, Pete. You guys, fucking awesome job. I listen every single week. I love the way that you guys rotate through action and horror movies. The discussions
Great
are
combo.
so much fun.
Mm-hmm.
How many times are you going to mention boobs in every single episode?
Oh.
I look forward to, Charlie, just like bringing the fellas back down like you do with us, Jacqueline.
Yeah, exactly.
I like hearing Nate talking about when he shit his pants on a date.
Tangents.
And then Pete, he's the dude.
Kind of, yeah.
Dude abides.
Yep, the dude abides.
He's the dude.
It is
Pete
a great
abides.
mix, though. The mix of action and horror. I think it's a great idea for a show. We're fun guys to chat with every day, and we've done some projects with them. The Children of the Corn collaboration, and we did the Grindhouse with them, which was a blast.
So much fun. One of my favorite things that we've done ever, actually. And I'm honored that we got to do it with them. I'm also honored that we get to call them friends. They're not just like podcasting colleagues. Like, they're friends. We talk on a regular basis. And we just, we love you guys.
Yeah, we do love you. Congratulations on 3 years. Here's the 10 more. You guys just keep putting that fantastic content out there. We love you. We think you guys are awesome. We all listen, almost every episode. Sometimes, sometimes I don't. Sometimes I'd rather take a nap. But,
Damn.
Anyway,
hey, I'm getting old, so naps are a premium, right?
Yeah. Well, cheers to you guys, and here's to many, many, many more years to come.
and keep on kicking ass.
Yeah, they're not wrong. Naps are perfectly acceptable.
Oh, John gets
that's
it.
what I'm doing. Yeah, John, you hit the nail on the head.
He understands. You gotta nap. Charlie, you should nap more often, man.
That's what I'm doing right after this podcast.
Yeah, that's because you're having a bunch of Bloody Marys right now.
I know. It's going to be a good nap.
Hey, ain't got time to nap. After wrangling you two, I do need a nap sometimes, man. I just really need to take
Charlie's the wrangler.
Yeah.
Golly. Not wrong.
Thank you
he's
so
not wrong.
much to
Thanks, Jen.
Jacqueline, Heidelberg, and John. I love that they mentioned Children of the Corn because it's still one of the highlights, I think, of 2023 for us was
it might
doing
be the
part
highlight
2
of our career. That was
it might
such,
be that
was
where
such
we
a
peaked.
fun. Yeah. Those movies
all
were
downhill.
like when we first got that project, I'm like, oh shit, this is going to suck. We're going to cover a shitty movie. And then Poor Spool is a Horror. It's going to cover an even shittier movie. And I think A Cut Above got the shittiest of the three.
Yeah.
Even
by
though
all
it's
means,
considered a
Cut
classic.
Because
Suckers.
unbeknownst to us, that part 2 is a classic and one of the greatest things ever put in
it really is.
cinema history.
But
and then
part 3, that's
Pete and I
pretty close.
got together to watch part 3 together. And good Lord, what a perfect movie for Spoils of Horror to cover because It is Spoils of Horror.
Through and through.
And it's just as good as part 2.
Yeah. Now, for some reason, that just worked, and that was a blast that we did that collaboration with those guys. We all had fun. We're working on.
There's another thing coming.
Yep, we're working on our next 3 movie collaboration.
Our next threesome.
Yeah. I can't wait for Spoils of Horror to get the short end of the stick once again.
There's one
about part 3s that just does not really gel well.
But they have a hope because there is a shining star.
There is one very bright star in that one.
Just that's our only hint going forward with that. So we will see what's going on.
Gotta wait till June for that because apparently we have to schedule that far out for podcasting.
We do.
Well, third year.
Well, speaking of that, I think it's a good time that maybe we talk a little bit about what our plans going forward are going to be. We'll go back and talk a little bit more about 2023, but I know a lot of people are excited for what we bring based on what we did last year, because last year was a ton of fun with some of our months.
A big ass year for us.
It was.
We finally opened up to doing collaborations because we're like, hey guys, we're just shy.
Right.
That's all.
Right. That's what it was. We
want to hang out. We just don't
didn't feel we were good enough. We didn't want to bring anyone else's show down. But so we've got a lot of that going on. So upcoming for 2024, everyone knows, and Pete not till the end of the show.
Yeah.
All next month is Pete Takeover month, where Pete gets full. Like Nate and I don't even get to veto any of these movies.
He just gets the keys.
Yep. I veto my own movies.
He does.
By the way.
Thankfully.
Oh, yeah.
He did already tell us when he vetoed, and I watched it again, and I went,
we don't want to cover that.
I'm glad we vetoed that one. But yeah, other than that, we have no freaking clue what he's doing. But March, we actually have something really fun coming up, near and dear to both mine and Nate's hearts, mostly. Pretty much with Pete too, but again, this age gap we've kind of got.
Yeah.
But Pete's going to enjoy it as well. Is our first, I guess, action and horror adjacent, but yet kid friendly versions of.
It's trying to do like the Stepping Stone, where it's a movie that you could introduce to the youngins that isn't Terminator 2. Like these are going to be kid-friendly action and horror
They're
movies.
Not R-rated. I think at most it's PG-13.
And even then, that one kind of slipped by when we picked it.
That one did because someone tried to put rules on my picks.
I didn't know it was rated PG-13. All right.
Yeah. So we have that month coming up. We are working on the collaboration with Spoils of Horror and A Cut Above for our big 3 movie collaboration. And I know right now the only other dedicated 2 months, and we haven't picked the month it's going to be, but we are bringing back Month of Neon.
Oh, yes.
That was such a huge month for us. We all had I don't think there was a bad pick among any of them. Even though one was a completely blind watch that has now consumed half of my life.
Right.
Neon Maniacs.
All he lives and breathes is Neon Maniacs now.
You just tell me when you need help and we'll do that because I'm down. Yeah.
I think I have a team that is ready to go as soon as I have
find a cabin in the woods, lock ourselves in it, get a couple kegs of beer, a stash of weed.
Come out with 100 pages.
Yeah, exactly.
Exactly.
Yeah,
it's just double what the other one had. So we're doing a lot better.
Exactly. We just need more pinks and purples. I think I am open to suggestions for Neon Month at this point.
Yeah, I think we should open up the things. If someone has a suggestion for the month, if you've listened and understand that it's a feel of neon, not so much. There needs to be neon in the movie, but not just we're not doing Jim. We're not doing anything that's just plain up, just goofy, but there has to be a feel for it. I have one.
Jim, that is a horror movie, isn't it? Or it's horrible to watch, maybe. What I should say.
But I have one in mind. I gotta watch it ahead of time because I don't.
Yeah, but based on who's in it, I feel like it's a no-brainer.
I think it's a no-brainer, but I have a feeling that even though the title says it, I don't know if there's any neon in the movie.
There wasn't any.
You know,
there wasn't any neon
in
Maniacs, was there?
There was
pretty well
at the dance.
At the dance. That's the only thing I can hang my hat on is there was neon at that fucking dance. And the other month that we have planned out is, once again, I am taking over the show in July, and we're doing the month of action. I have already started curating my list, and then I'm going to kind of dwindle it down. But again, another successful month. We had a ton of guests that show up, and we have our thank yous for our guests. Nate's going to go through a little bit later in the show. Don't worry, we're going to remind everyone who's been on. But I'm really looking forward to July, because it's something about creating this blockbuster month for us that
it's the summer blockbuster.
It just gets me excited, and it's nothing but action, no horror movies, nothing like that, because we always have Halloween. We always do the scary movies all throughout.
It balances
Halloween.
out.
I think it does. The only thing it doesn't balance is Pete getting an entire month, and I still don't really understand what our logic was behind.
It's the shortest month of the year.
Yeah, honestly, whose idea was that?
I think it was mine.
I honestly don't know, and I'm scared to go back and listen because I just know.
Yeah, I don't want to go back. No.
I think it started as Pete barely would put a suggestion. He was like more or less along for the ride, and it was at the end of last February. There was a good thing that came forward. Is Pete officially became a host of Give Me Back My Action and Horror Movies. And he hasn't been able to duck out on as many this year, and I think he's starting to regret. He's like, wait, I have to be here now for these stupid action movies, Charlie.
Yeah, he's in for it. Now, Charlie, there is one other month we have planned as well. Mystery month. Mystery.
And when go for it, Nate.
We're gonna build a wheel, and all of us have to pick 5 movies, but none of us are gonna tell each other what the 5 movies that we picked were. We're gonna all give them to Charlie's wife, Jackie, and then we're gonna put them on a wheel.
Shit,
and she's not gonna tell him a damn thing. And then we're gonna spin, and whatever gets picked for the entire month.
So every week we will spin the wheel, and that's the movie we have to cover. It is going to be in the month of April, so it's an entire month that could potentially be all April's Fools.
Yeah,
because we can pick one legitimate pick, or we can literally pick a movie that we know the other two are gonna hate.
You can pick something that's in the wheelhouse,
or something that is near and dear to your heart, and no one has.
I've got 5 already selected, and I am so ready to just give these over to Jackie.
I am terrified. Not of my picks, but
not my picks. I'm terrified of Pete's picks because it could turn into February 2.0.
I know.
I got to come up with some way that it stays where it's not one person's entire fucking month. I think,
but the wheel could decide.
The wheel could decide. This is completely random. I mean, you're making the wheel, Charlie. So it's up to. Charlie's making the wheel, Nate.
But I could rig it.
It could be totally rig it, right?
That's the whole part of giving Jackie the movies. I won't have control on where she puts them on the board or anything. It will be strictly. I build something that spins.
Yeah, but you live with her. And you could say,
you are her collaborator, sir.
I love Jackie so much. She's great.
That's why I said the safest person to give them to is my own wife. She won't tell me shit. She'll rig it for both of you before she would rig it for me. Just that's it. Her only thing is whenever she's going to be like, Pete movies are so much fun. Oh, I forgot boobs. It's how she is when it's a Pete pick.
Let's see. In mine, there is, actually, there's no boobs in any of mine. Huh. Interesting.
Fail.
I might have to go back and change. I might have to go back and change some of these movies, guys.
All right.
Nothing's gonna top Hollywood Chainsaw Hookers that Pete.
And whose pick was that? That was my pick.
Well, I don't know. The only other movie I know that has like Hooker in it is Frankenhooker, and that's only a matter of time before Pete picks it.
We're gonna get to that, I promise.
Pretty much. All right. Well, I say let's do a quick paragraph from another listener, and then I'm finally going to rip the Band-Aid off, and we're going to talk to Pete about his first action movie. So let me see. Now, this is going to be a fun paragraph. This is from a listener from Australia. This is
we got a listener from down under?
We do. Her name is Kate, and
Kate.
I'm gonna. It's lamp. It's
I don't know how to pronounce it, but Kate's awesome.
Kate is awesome. She shares her stuff out on Instagram all the time. She has messaged me, just talking about how much she loves it. Apparently, she really loved our Dead Snow 2 episode, but at the end, where we kind of go off the rails, she was like, "Guys, I am German and vegan." And we made the comment of what's worse than a German Nazi zombie was a vegan German zombie. Sorry, Kate. Didn't realize it was going to hit that close. She is.
What are the chances?
I was going to make a really bad. I had to stop myself. Whew, not gonna do that. All right. So this is from Kate. My horror memories have a very clear trajectory in my brain, but I had to say, I'm going to redo that. Why is my voice cracking?
Your balls are dropping for the first time. Here's your pizza, sir.
Extra pepperoni.
No anchovies.
My horror movie memories have a very clear trajectory in my brain, but I had to sit with this question for a bit because I genuinely wasn't sure which I had watched first and was curious to see if I could remember. So after digging into my movie memory vault, I am fairly certain that my first action movie memory is of watching Raiders of the Lost Ark at home. I think it was on television, but possibly my dad rented it. I do remember being a little scared by it, but I also believed I wanted to be Indiana Jones by the end of it. Aliens was probably my other repeat viewing movie when I was young. I saw it before seeing the first one and just loved everything about it. Over time, I have cultivated a list of movies that I would regularly watch, which remain favorites to this day. Young Guns, Top Gun, Die Hard 1 and 3, Starship Troopers, The Crow. And I love these movies like Gladiator and 300, regardless of how accurate they may or may not be. I mean, I think that's kind of what we're getting.
Yeah.
This was a bit of a difficult question for people to try to remember their first memory, but I think a lot of it does revert back to our strongest memories, ones that stick with us, like Nate seeing Mortal Kombat, curious, still terrified what Pete's going to say here in a minute. But yeah, and I think if I had to go back and be like, what was my first memories of an action style movie, I do believe movies like Indiana Jones and hell, even Star Wars are way up there for being my introduction.
Oh yeah, definitely. I mean,
an action adventure kind of blend. And movies that I have no problem even covering on the podcast. I do believe they lean heavier more towards the adventure side, but they're definitely action adjacent type movies.
I think that's Indiana Jones. Those movies are
I could almost
definitely action adventure, not action like
Temple is way more action though than the other two.
Yeah, that's damn near horror too. I mean, there's some
Indiana
horror
Jones
elements
movies.
to that. You pull the heart out of somebody's chest. That's that's scary.
Which wasn't it Owen over at the Action Elite just found out that was actually shown because I guess overseas they had always edited
they would cut it out.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
there was stuff edited.
He literally just found out this past year. He's like, "Whoa, they show it."
That was one of that and Gremlins made the PG-13 designation in Hollywood. It was because of those two movies because they were PG and parents went, "What the fuck? Knock that off.
No.
Parents literally went, wait, I'm supposed to watch this first? What the shit?
When did this happen?
Exactly.
Hey, Hollywood, you're supposed to babysit them for me. Now I got what the hell?
Our parents were hands off on a lot of shit growing up. So that is very true. All right. The time has come to rip this Band-Aid off. I'm going to let him sip his Bloody Mary for a second. And I say it like this because we give him an entire month. Yet I swear none of these are like when Pete goes, man, I grew up with this movie. I watched this movie. This movie shaped me for who I am. And I don't think we've ever gotten that from Pete. When we give Pete a movie to pick, he's like, I'm just going to fuck with everybody. Yeah. This is what I'm going to put out.
He does the complete opposite of like what you're supposed to do with the show of like, hey, this actually meant a lot to me. He goes, this is really weird and no one talks about it, so I want to talk about it.
So, Pete, finally, the world is asking, what is your first action movie?
The first memory I have of action was on County Line 6 with, what was her name? Heather Uzanis, maybe. And we were in the back seat of my car.
That's a totally different action, Pete.
Oh.
That's wrong.
Come on, Pete.
That's different podcast. All right.
You got to open up.
So I like, help me remember our friend in Australia's name.
Kate.
Thank you. I really like what Kate said that, there's, what's my first action movie? Hell, I don't know. I've watched a lot of movies in my life. What meant maybe the biggest memory I have of action in the theater, it's got to be the Star Wars movies. I've seen all three of them. I've seen every single Star Wars movie in the theater.
I'm so fucking jealous of that.
Yeah. Now,
so jealous.
To be quite honest with you, I remember going to the theater in 78, was it, to go see Star Wars, like the second release, not the 76, but like or 79, something like that, because they had a release, a second release right before Empire came out, I think, like a year before Empire came out.
Right, which would have been 79 because Empire came out in 80.
Oh, okay, that must have been what it is. And I'm sure somebody's screaming at me right now. They're like, no, it's wrong.
We get screamed at all the time.
And I don't give a shit. This is my memory. This is my memory, and I'm trying real hard to remember exactly.
Give me back Pete's memory.
Right.
We all know how this story is going to
be. How dodgy that is. But I've seen all three in the theaters, and those meant a lot to me. I also, one of my fondest memories of home movie technology is that we went to go visit some friends in Cleveland when I was probably 10 or 12, something like that. And they had a VCR. We did not have a VCR at home. They had a VCR, and somebody had I think somebody bootlegged a copy of Star Wars. And I think I watched that 3 times in a row. And my friend up there was like, let's go play war or something in the backyard. Let's go find some snakes or something. And I just did nothing but watch Star Wars back to back to back. I can watch a movie on this machine, and I couldn't stop watching it. I remember Temple of Doom in the theater. I remember going to see that, and my folks going, holy shit. Gremlins was another one I saw in the theaters, and that's action horror. I don't know. That's a tough designation. Gremlins,
horror comedy.
Yeah, there's plenty of action in it, I guess. Maybe not.
This Pete doesn't know what action is.
But the one I remember, in the theater, Star Wars meant the most. But at home, my mom loved the James Bond movies. So we would always go, like, when we would go to the store and everyone was like, I don't know what I want to watch. I don't know what I watch. Mom would go, we're watching this one. And we'd get Octopussy or Live and Let Die or View to a Kill. Although I did see a View to a Kill in the theater also. Because Duran Duran.
Yeah, nice.
I think that's the only reason I saw it in the theater, because I love Duran Duran. I'm stupid. It's 1985 and I don't know what I'm doing. 12 or something like that.
Anywho, it wasn't Moonraker, so you're okay.
It was well, no. I saw Moonraker at home as a family movie, and yeah, the James Bond movies were always, boy, those movies. And I would never bring a James Bond movie to this podcast, I don't think, because it's definitely action.
I feel like we could on some of them.
Adventure, but they're also delightfully campy. I'm not sure if that fits in Charlie's definition of "give me back." I don't know,
but it's your definition of "give me back."
It is. I guess it is. Yeah.
You could definitely do one in February, Pete. Definitely a James Bond.
Yeah, you know what? In February, if you want to do any of the James Bonds, and I mean any of them, that includes Quantum of Solace that I never want to watch again.
Oh, no.
But any of them.
I was going to say, I think, like, I grew up watching the James Bond movies.
Mm-hmm.
They are. And there are a lot of spy espionage. I think once you start getting up into, like, the 90s, like Pierce Brosnan ones, there's a lot more action.
Yeah. Goldfinger's a total action movie.
God, all of those.
Pierce Brosnan he's a very pretty man. He beds very pretty women. He blows very big things up, and you just turn your brain off.
He's not Sean Connery, but he's
you get a Pierce Brosnan James Bond movie, and it's like it's action light. It's so much fun. It's ridiculous. He's the perfect combination of Moore and Connery, even though the movies have less substance than either of those movies ever had. But he can deliver a line, and I believe he can beat the shit out of me because he's a big dude.
He's dangerous.
I also believe that he could bed me, quite frankly. I mean, he's that pretty. He's got the brawn of Connery and the I guess quote looks of Moore. But he just merges them all together, and I think he gets a short end of the stick with the Bond fans because those movies are so over the top and campy.
They went outlandish with them,
completely outlandish. Yeah. At least in the Connery films, they tried to be sort of grounded. They had that Toho science gadget going on,
which was expected. Yeah,
Moore was he was so damn charming, but he was also way too old to play that part. Dalton really got the short end of the stick. Dalton
deserved more.
Those movies were good.
A License to Kill is a damn good movie.
And for whatever reason, as a kid, I'm like, this is a little guy. No, Dalton's a giant man. That is a big.
He's a lengthy guy.
Mm-hmm. He's got girth to him, but I don't know if he had the Dalton and Craig are kind of the same ilk. They played their parts very, very seriously, where Brosnan was out there like a Looney Tunes character, and that's why I like the Brosnan
I would cover Brosnan
so much. And he was always my favorite, even though I grew up on Connery and Moore.
Same.
When I started seeing like GoldenEye and one of the greatest video game movies ever, video game made from a movie, GoldenEye, man, oh man.
No,
so that's my action. I fell out of my action fandom is I want it to be silly. I don't want them to be Charlie, you know this. Nate, you know this. The fans know this. I hate standing there with a gun and mowing people down. It's legit boring to me. I just don't care. It's not interesting. If you get in a knife fight, you have my attention because there's skill there and it's up close and personal. The Halloween movies, the Friday the 13th movies, when you get killed, it's with a knife. It's up close and personal. You can smell the person's perfume. You can smell their breath, for that matter, whether they showered that day. When you're mowing people down from a distance, it's not personal. It's just something that happens. And
it's definitely personal.
It bores.
Yeah.
It just bores me.
No.
They kidnapped my daughter.
Here's what drives me
I gotta
nuts.
get her back.
He just named all these awesome action movies, and yet he never brings them to the table.
I know. I know. I don't.
He just had. I never knew this about him with James Bond. I'm over here getting really excited because I was like my late teens, early 20s when I fell in love with James Bond movies, and I'm just like, yeah, this would be awesome to revisit some of these. And he never brings them to the table.
I love James Bond. I love, but I never, frankly, I didn't know if that would fit in Charlie's definition of what we're doing, and if it does, fantastic. Let's go. Yeah. Let's go. Let's do a month of Bond, for heaven's sake.
No one's asked me. Like, no one's been like, what do you think about James Bond?
No one's asked.
I'm thrilled with having a couple movies in September and February, and you Charlie are the expert in action here, because I don't. Whenever I hear an action movie, I think of something like Missing in Action, or Rambo 2. Like, this is just not fun. Now Rambo First Blood, that's got some, you can chew on that movie. That's got some depth to it. That's got some really good storytelling, and it's that one's hard to watch.
That means we're doing Rambo 3 then. That's exactly
I was gonna say Rambo 3.
Rambo 3. I'll show up for it, but I'll tune it out. I swear to God.
There's no way you can tune out Rambo 3.
Didn't Weird Al parody that?
Rambo 2.
Yeah, Rambo 2 in UHF.
In UHF, yeah.
And then he parodies it again in his movie.
Yeah. So that's my action fun.
Awesome.
There's a lot of newer movies that I've been Sisu, John Wick. Those have impressed me to no end. Like Mads Mikkelsen was just in one. Not Snowpiercer.
Polar.
Polar, right. You're telling me a story here, and it's so much more interesting than what mostly Charlie likes as, and I'm not digging on you, Charlie, at all.
Oh, it's fine. I know what I like.
But right, exactly. But when you have this squad of people mowing other people down, I'm like, it's just not my thing.
Yeah.
I don't care. And it has a lot to do with I'm not a big fan of war. I don't like war. I don't have a problem with guns, but it doesn't get my juices going as like a good kung fu movie would, because anybody can shoot a gun, but there aren't many people that can karate chop somebody.
Yeah,
like Austin Powers can.
A gun's gonna take out the karate chop guy.
Judo chop.
This is true, but yeah, it's also boring.
I'm glad you bring this up, Pete, because I do have a personal mission this year to bring in more martial art movies, because if there's one thing we have lacked these past 3 years, we haven't done any Jackie Chan, we haven't done any Jet Li, we haven't done any Donnie Yen. All three of us. It's all three of us.
I'm not, because I have already put out there that my connection to martial art movies is not as strong as the two of yours.
Well, I'm making a point that this year I'm making it strong.
You guys went through like your own birthday months. You picked a martial arts month, and we ended up with mucky fucking kung fu. And the Raid,
which was incredible kung fu.
Kung fu was really was cool.
Fun. It was fun,
but it was also there's something wrong here.
Why am I getting bored of all the kung fu?
That's right. The weirdest thing ever.
And also, that movie's fucking cursed, because Pete wished for more downloads, and that motherfucker's gotten a download every goddamn day.
Ever since he wished it. Multiple downloads sometimes. If you're doing it over and over again, stop. We don't need it anymore.
Stop it. It's fine. It cannot be our most downloaded episode. It can't be.
Oh no! You just cursed it further.
No, I'll unpublish the motherfucker. I will take it off. It'll be gone.
No,
it'll be gone.
I wished for Stephen and Leo to cover Wishmaster 2, and that wish still hasn't came true.
It hasn't. Oh,
I wish February wouldn't come,
and that didn't come true.
I think it's bullshit. There were supposed to be 3 wishes.
This is bullshit. Our wishes don't work.
I mean, I would have, if I had known it was on the table, I would have wished for a James Bond movie in February, but I didn't even know that was on the table.
I didn't know, because Pete never opens up.
All right.
He's a walnut.
I'm a walnut.
Totally fine. All right, I think it's time for another clip. It's time for another clip. We all
Here's
need to
Charlie.
calm down.
Here's Charlie wrangling us in again.
I gotta pull us back down. All right, Flicks and Friends, save us.
What's going on, guys? I'm Dustin.
I'm Paul.
I'm Sean.
And we are the Flicks and Friends podcast. We were asked to come on and shout, give me back my action and horror out, you know? Celebrating the 3-year anniversary. We're super fucking stoked for them. We're super stoked to finally know them, you know? Like, they're solid fucking guys. If you haven't had the opportunity to check these guys out, I highly, highly recommend it. They do 2 horror, 2 action per month. It's pretty fucking solid. So, Sean, we were asked to come on and talk a little bit about our first action movie experience.
My first action movie experience. I'm gonna take you back, Dustin.
Take me back.
Okay.
Tell me a story.
I'm gonna take you back to a 7th grade Sean.
Okay.
Who had a tummy ache one day.
I'm closing my eyes and imagining.
Close your eyes and imagine pimply face Sean.
It's like I'm there.
You know, oh mommy, I have a tummy ache. I can't go to school today. Mom goes to work. Sean puts on a movie he hasn't seen before. A little movie called Full Metal Jacket.
Fuck yeah.
Full Metal Jacket. So I was in 7th grade when I first watched this movie. I think it's like the prime age to watch such a violent movie. You kind of never seen movies like this before. I mean, I don't want to speak for everybody, but this movie's pretty gruesome. Now, for anybody who's out there who hasn't seen it and who's been living under a rock, Full Metal Jacket is probably one of the most violent war action movies you can probably watch. My favorite part of the movie is when they're in the boot camp in the beginning.
Like the classic, the scene that is known by everyone, right?
What scene is that?
That's the war face scene, right? The show me your war face.
No, I'm talking about just the entire.
Oh, okay.
It basically takes up probably takes up half of the movie, to be honest with you.
Okay.
The entire boot camp scene, you know, with Joker, Gomer Pyle, what's the sergeant's name? The drill sergeant's name? I know it's Arlie Ermy. He was in a lot of things.
Well, we can call him Arlie Ermy, but you know, like with that scene, like him in that movie, he was supposed to be like a coach. Like they had someone booked for that role,
yes.
And they loved him so fucking much. They're like, it's actually gonna be you, dude.
Yeah, he was a real life. I think he was a real life drill instructor. He was definitely obviously a Marine, but yeah, like you said, I mean, he was so good at coaching the actor that was supposed to play the drill sergeant that they were just like, fuck this guy, you're it, you know? So it's directed by Stanley Kubrick, so you know how Stanley Kubrick rolls. I mean,
127 times? Yeah, oh, fuck yeah, dude.
Yeah.
Poor Shelley Duvall.
Yeah, so, yeah, poor Shelley Duvall. But yeah, man, watching that movie in 7th grade is like one of my first times falling in love with action movies. Like, fuck yeah, this movie is hardcore, balls to the wall, intense. Like, every scene in this movie from start to finish is intense, starting from the boot camp scene with the drill instructors to when they actually go to war in Vietnam. You know what I mean? Like, it kind of plays on how cruel human nature can be during war, and just how sadistic war is, and how sadistic war can be and get to, and drive you to that brink, you know? So, but yeah, man, that was mine.
Paul, so we were asked to come on here and talk about our very first action movie experiences, and on air burps.
Woof! I got some gaseous bubbles.
Oh. Paul,
it's an action podcast. I need some burps.
That's what I'm saying. What you got, man? What was your first action movie experience?
So my first one that I can distinctly remember is so when my dad was a big action head, loved action, and we would go to. Now this is before we moved to Easley, so we used to go to Pick a Flick in Greenville.
Okay.
And it was a video rental place, and we rented a little movie starring JCVD called Bloodsport.
Hell yeah.
This is a movie, and I've watched it a million times. I have showed it to my son, but this is the first distinct memory of an action movie that I truly fell in love with, and that I have a clear memory of watching as a child. And it opened up the whole world of him, which, you know, and eventually watching Lionheart, Time Cop, Cyborg, and everything that came out after
Street
that.
Fighter.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Well, anyway. But no, Bloodsport is 100% definitely my first vivid action memory. That movie, to me, even though the acting and the dubbing on it's pretty bad, but the action holds up, man. The action's fantastic. It's no bones. It gets right to the point. This is just a fighting tournament, and that's just what this fucking movie is. And the movie's badass, and it lives up to the name. And also Kickboxer, that's another one I watched as a kid too. But this opened the floodgates for me, really, for martial arts, the martial arts side of action films, and because that's probably my favorite form of action is martial arts films.
Okay.
And so this started all of that, and then it was just a downward spiral after that. I own tons of old Jackie Chan VHS now, and since we're covered on doing this for Charlie and them, I also have several Steven Seagal VHS now. He who shall not be named.
His greasy ponytail and all, baby.
But yeah, so Bloodsport, definitely my first dip dive into action.
So mine is, you guys dog on me all the time when I tell you my grandma stories, because it all started with us telling her it was okay to go see Beavis and Butthead Do America in theaters. But this movie is actually one of the two movies I remember distinctly that she picked me up from school to go see. It is 1995's Frank Marshall's action thriller, Congo.
I actually never seen Congo.
Dude, Stan Winston does all the effects in it. There's killer gorillas, there's talking gorillas. By talking, they have Amy has like a power glove that she's learned sign language, but it talks for her. And for the longest time, I thought it was Steve Guttenberg in it, but it's not. It's got Ernie Hudson in it with a really, really, really bad British accent. And then you got Tim Curry in it with a really, really, really bad, I want to say it's like Russian, I think is what he's supposed to be.
So let me get this straight. There was a British character that was in there.
Mm-hmm.
And Tim Curry didn't play the British actor that was supposed to be in there?
Nope. But the best part about it, dude, is he's only in like 5 minutes of this movie. He's at the beginning. He is the guy that this whole party's going to look for. And that is our boy, Bruce Campbell. He is in this movie for like a total of like 5 minutes. But dude, Stan Winston does all the creature effects. Like there's a particular scene in this. You would think like there's a bunch of killer gorillas and all this shit out there. But they're traveling down this river, dude. And do you know what the most territorial animal is in the jungle?
Is it a gorilla?
No.
I'm going to take a shot out there because it's about gorillas.
No. So. It's a hippopotamus. They are the meanest animals, and there's a scene.
They kill the most people in They say they kill the most people in Africa every year.
There's a scene where they're floating down this river, dude, and then boom, 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 they're hit by like 3 different hippopotamuses. Hippopotami, something like that.
Oh. Anonymous?
Yeah, man. But god damn it, dude. Like that's one of those movies. That's the good story that I can tell you guys about my grandma. She's the reason I am the way I am with movies. I didn't ever always just fucking dog her about, movies I wasn't supposed to watch. This is a movie this one, and then we have one coming up we're actually gonna do an episode on. So mine is Congo from Frank Marshall, man. If you guys have never seen it, I know you just said you didn't. I would recommend you watching it, dude. It's pretty fucking good. All I can say is Amy is a pretty gorilla. She's pretty. But yeah, so we're here. We're just, like I said, we're here to celebrate you guys over at Give Me Back My Action and Horror Movies. Charlie, Pete, and Nate.
But yeah, just want to say congratulations to the boys on 3 successful years on a really entertaining podcast. And it couldn't happen to 3 better guys. And here's to 300 more years.
300 years?
Man, dude, technology and everything changing, man. They might be going for 300 years. We might all be cyborgs, just like
cyborg,
just like a certain JCVD film. So,
yeah.
But yeah, congratulations, boys.
Congrats on your 3 years. We can't wait to see what else happens.
Oh yeah, congrats.
Yeah, now go over there and, dude, they just did a whole fucking season or a whole month on Feast.
Felt like
the movie.
Don't
Feast.
remind me.
You ever watch? Dude, it's fucking bad. Not their episode, the movie.
Thank you for clarifying.
All right, guys. Congrats on your 3 years, and we'll see you soon.
Oh, why did they remind us of Feast?
I don't know. Who does that? Who picks Full Metal Jacket as their original action movie?
A psychopath? That's who. What the hell, Sean? 7th grade, tummy ache, and Full Metal? No. Just no.
I'm calling CPS. I know you're older and you're moved out now, but I'm still calling CPS.
Yeah, I think that's the only option here. I watched that movie once and I went never again.
Wow.
I have watched it all the way through one time, and then I rewatched the beginning one other time.
Mhm.
But it strictly is a movie that is a good movie, but I don't enjoy it.
Yeah, I have no desire to watch it ever again.
It's a great film. It's so well done, so well acted. It's just wonderful. But you feel so bad about yourself.
I put that one up like
It's
there's
like
a
Apocalypse
movie.
Now. You're like, it's beautiful, but
Apocalypse Now is another one. But
I've never seen it actually.
If you ever want to feel bad, just feel bad.
Sometimes.
Yeah, there you go. Apocalypse Now.
Dude, there's a more current one, and I don't know why I turned it on to watch. I adore this movie. It's one that I wish I could come up with an excuse to cover, but I just don't think I'm going to do that to us. Is Fury with Brad Pitt.
Oh, I really like Fury.
I don't know that one.
I adore Pete. Good God, it's a movie that should be experienced, but it is not a comfortable movie.
Yeah,
I like that.
The shit out of you.
I'm down. Okay. Fury.
Okay.
I'll see if the library's got it.
I don't know if it's something I would want to bring on to the show.
It'd be hard.
That's such a rough. Yeah,
it'd be a downer.
It's a downer. It would be not like us cracking jokes. We'd have a really hard time cracking jokes during it.
I like having emotional experiences to my films. I also like turning my brain off for films.
Then watch Fury.
But coming on a podcast and talking about it,
that's the big difference. Yeah,
I don't want to do that. I want to. Nate, Piggy.
Pig.
Yeah.
No, not Pig. Piggy.
Piggy.
It's a horror film from Mexico.
Horror film. It's
don't know it.
Gorgeous. It's beautiful. It's
great.
Heartbreaking.
Don't know if I'd watch it again.
I don't ever want to watch it again. But
I don't know.
I'm so glad I watched
it to the podcast because it'd
I don't.
Hard to talk
It's
about.
hard.
It's one of those it wouldn't be
It's
entertaining.
hard to watch. Yeah, not Piggy. It's rough. And,
honestly, Pig, same thing. It's not an action
yeah.
movie, but I could not bring that to
we do horror
podcast
here too. I mean,
yeah, but it's one of those
sad.
I don't know, man.
It's just a bummer.
Right. But yeah, so you're a psychopath, Sean. That's pretty much
that's
all.
all. Yeah, Congo, that's cool, and
Congo
Bloodsport, that's awesome.
Bloodsport's
but really,
Full
Metal Jacket just really brought the whole mood down.
They led with. I'm kind of glad they led with that and then brought it back up with Congo, because I have a special affinity for that movie as well. But yeah, thanks, guys. I think.
Yeah, thank you.
Bruce Campbell, Tim Curry. How can you possibly not like that movie?
Exactly, man. Exactly. All right. Well, I have one more paragraph, and then I guess it's my turn.
Yes.
Right. That's how we got to do this.
I genuinely am excited to hear your first experiences with action, Charlie.
All right.
Genuinely.
Well, this one is from a kind of a newer listener member of the Facebook group, but he is super enthusiastic. He messages me quite a bit. We talk a lot of action and a lot of history on things. So this is from Paul Wheat, one of our newer members. I asked him, I was like, what's some of your first experiences with action?
Mm-hmm.
He goes, it was always Predator, the most perfect action movie ever made.
Boy, he's not wrong
with that. Yeah, I don't
know if I
disagree with that at all.
It even, I mean, you got action and horror.
It's
mostly
sci-fi.
action.
It's everything. It's everything.
It's sci-fi too. Yeah.
Glorious movie.
Right. Predator and Aliens. I mean, the perfect action horror ever made.
So Paul continues with, my father passed when I was young, but my uncles made sure I was raised right. Arnold, Sly, Norris, Russell, JCVD, Bruce, all of them were like my dad when I was young. It feels like they raised me. You weren't the only one, though, that had a cast iron pizza growing up, which is goes back to me and my
that's
movie nights with Dad. So that he's been listening, going back through all our stuff.
Wow,
but he says,
that's deep cut.
Nothing will top that first time watching Predator, though, and that's from Paul.
Agreed.
Thank you, Paul, for sending that. Yeah,
that's awesome.
Can't
I
argue.
got a story about Predator.
Oh, you have a story about Predator?
I do. So Predator came out. I had not seen it yet, but I went to the local Walden Books in Findlay or something, and I saw that there was a novelization. And I'm sad to this day that I still don't have my Predator novelization.
That would be an interesting read.
Yeah. And I read the shit out of that book, and my dad, like, we were camping one day and I'm just sitting there reading the hell out of this book going, this is amazing. And he's like, what are you reading there, son? I'm like, oh, this Predator book. And on the cover is the poster, of course.
Yeah.
So Pop recognized that and he's like, that's a rated R movie. Like, yep. He's like, don't read that anymore. So I put the book down and picked something else out, and then I read it when he wasn't looking. But I'm so sad that I don't have that. I had the Aliens novelization also.
Oh, nice.
And again, I don't have these things anymore. I have no idea where they went. Maybe if we ever really clean out the parents' house, well, I might run across them. If I do, oh shit.
That's an interesting thing. I've kind of toyed around with, with my collecting, and what I like about action movies is grabbing some of the novelizations, because what I have found out later on and doing
not in the movies, yeah.
There's stuff in there that's not in the movies, because a lot of times they got the original scripts,
right,
and they would have to write it off of that, and then things would get changed. So it's almost like seeing an original cut, or even a director's cut,
right,
and reading it in that type of form.
I think so often we kind of just I think as collectors write some of that stuff off. It's like, oh, I don't really need that. But then you look at it and go, well, no, that's actually pretty cool. And it's a
sometimes
piece of history that gets forgotten about.
It'll explain a little bit more about the movie, because they have time. They don't need to shoot this scene. And sometimes, like you said, Charlie, that scene will get cut. So it'll explain more of the movie. I'll piggyback on all this, that Marvel came out with the comic adaptation of Star Wars, and Jabba the Hutt was in it.
Mm-hmm.
As a humanoid creature of some sort, and because they got
originally.
Well, yeah, he was a human with a I don't know, a feather boa on or something.
Yeah,
like that. So, but anyway, that's the comic went off of the original script, and when you bought those comics, that's what you got, and. Then where when you went to go see the movie, you're like, where's Jabba the fucking Hutt here?
Also, where the hell is Jax, the green fucking rabbit, running around Star Wars with the Marvel?
That was later in the Marvel comics. Jax was never in the films.
I know that. I have a comic with him in it.
I know he's not in the film. I'm saying
who digging
came up with that concept.
Marvel was looking to do what Lucas was doing and hopefully make some merch, and Jax never
took off.
That never took off.
Never,
much like Jar Jar.
Right.
But Jax was kind of a badass, if I remember.
He was, but just I don't know. I never really was a fan of that character in the comics, man. I just couldn't get.
It was too cartoony.
I think probably also by the time I got introduced to it I already had Ninja Turtles, so I already had that type of like anamorphic animal.
Usagi, Jimbo,
Usagi, Jimbo, any of them. I mean,
adolescent radioactive hamsters, black belt hamsters. That's what it was.
That's what black belt hamsters.
Adolescent radioactive black belt hamsters. I've got issue 1 upstairs. It's worth exactly $2.
Nice.
It's pretty much a parody.
It's a complete parody ripoff of Turtles. Yeah.
Yeah, I remember when those came out, but. All right, boys, I think it's time.
Yes, this is Charlie's turn.
This is my turn, and
go for it.
We all know my first rated R movie being Delta Force. I mean, we've talked about it on the show.
Mm-hmm.
It was the very first episode going into this. And so I've really had to be sitting here thinking on what do I consider an action movie? What would have being that was my first rated R. So it would have to be something that wasn't rated R, that I was allowed to watch.
Yeah, you saw Delta Force at home. You saw it. You rented it. Okay, because that's
because I was
78.
No, it was
82?
86.
86.
86 is when the movie came
It
out.
looks like a 78 movie.
Well, it's based
It's
on
canon,
those
I get it.
on
It's
those
canon.
feel,
Yeah.
like Dirty Dozen and shit
Yeah,
like
yeah,
that.
yeah.
There's a reason it grabbed my dad and stuff, and that's why he introduced me to it. But I was sitting there, I've really been kind of racking my brain because I could take the easy way out and be like, 89 Batman, because
sure.
obviously it was probably one of my first
I saw that in the theater.
darker movies. I also, Star Wars come to mind and Indiana Jones came to mind, but I kept going, that's more fantasy, that's more adventure.
Yep.
What truly is my introduction to action without being an R-rated action movie? And I came up with it. And I got to slightly bend the rules, but I think once I tell you what it is, everyone's going to be like, "Oh, that's just obvious, of course."
Mm-hmm.
And it's this.
10 years ago, a crack commando unit was sent to prison by a military court for a crime they didn't commit. These men promptly escaped from maximum.
That is such a duh moment for us. And Charlie and his love for bands.
This is exactly what Charlie wants with this show. This is the definition of action for Charlie.
Yep.
And what a
This is
what a theme song.
This is kid-friendly action movies in 1 hour increments. Every episode
they were an hour long, weren't they?
They were an hour long.
I watched the hell out of this show when I was a kid.
If it wasn't a two-parter, it was just, you had a beginning, middle, end, a bad guy, a mission coming up at the end. I'll turn this down as it goes through, but I just wanted it to play. But yeah, it always
had great characters. They were charismatic. You could get behind. You had a favorite. You had the leader. You had the handsome dude.
You had Mr. T.
And you had the maniac.
You had the muscle, man.
Right.
You had Murdoch. Murdoch was my favorite.
I always gravitated toward Murdoch because he was crazy.
I loved Mr. T, but Murdoch just was it, man, for me. But I really had
drunk George Papard on set was hilarious.
Right, but he had a charisma about him.
He did, yeah.
He was the leader.
He had $1 million smile. Yep.
Then you had Face that was the pretty
Dirk
boy,
Benedict.
but Dirk Benedict, Starbuck, man. I mean,
Starbuck, right?
I watched Battlestar Galactica. That whole Cylon that walks at the beginning of the the opening of A-Team. As a kid, I went, I know what that is. There's a freaking Cylon walking across the screen, man.
Right.
And it's
the new TED show that just came out on Peacock.
Oh, yeah.
They have an episode where John and Ted, because it takes place in 1992 or 1993.
Yeah.
And they're both sitting in front of the TV, super excited because they're watching the A-Team. And Ted's got this little dance and bounce that he's doing as he's watching the A-Team because they're so excited for it. And it's just like, that's Charlie in teddy bear form.
But so the A-Team was in the 80s, though. It wasn't in 90.
Well, they're watching the reruns because
it was syndicated.
All right.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah, it got syndicated. I mean,
before streaming, Pete, you had to watch reruns. You see,
just
in case. Yes.
Yeah. But I remember every week watching A-Team. My dad loved the show. It was, that was entertainment. And my mom has a story, and it's not A-Team, but it's of that ilk. It's of that generation that when I was born, it was like the day after. My mom's holding me. They had the television on, and the Dukes of Hazzard is on. Dad was watching Dukes of Hazzard, or no, Mom was watching. Dad wasn't there. That's a fun.
I never missed Dukes of Hazzard.
Dad
watched a lot of Dukes.
Dad was stationed in Korea when I was born.
Oh,
so I think Mom was there, and it maybe have been like one of the family members was there. And my mom said, she had me curled up, and I was facing the television, and a nurse walked in, and she looks at me, and she looks at where I'm like looking towards, and I'm facing the television, and she looks back at me, and mom told me, she goes, the nurse looked at me, she goes, his eyes are following the television. Like babies aren't supposed to be able to do that. You're not supposed to be able to focus.
No way.
But the nurse was so taken aback that she's looking at me and she's like paying attention to my pupils and what's going on the screen. And it's like, all I can imagine is the car is jumping, and it's my eyes are following what's happening on the screen. So famously, my very first anything is Dukes of Hazzard. And I'm totally here for that because I love that fucking show.
Sure.
I'm still pissed. I'm still pissed off that, they can't be. It got canceled for the wrong reasons. If you've ever watched the show,
agreed.
Not saying I agree that should be on there, but what I'm saying is it got canceled for the wrong fucking reasons.
Right.
Watch the damn show, and I adore that show. But that led into also weekly watching A-Team, and that is action. And there's gunfire, but it's not like they're blowing people away. Most of the time,
they can't hit anything for the life of them.
G.I. Joe, everyone lives unless they're a robot.
It's like they were never even really aiming at anyone. They were disabling vehicles, or the montage of building something in those episodes was always what got
MacGyver before MacGyver.
Yeah, exactly. And I'm a huge proponent of MacGyver. I love those when I was growing up. That got more into the spy aspect things, using the detective Batman and, without money. That's MacGyver.
Without money.
Without money is MacGyver. But no.
This is where you guys are definitely older than me, because I'm like, I got MacGruber. That's it.
Yeah, you got oh, God. Not that I don't think
MacGruber.
MacGruber's funny, but I just the other day had gotten... My dad was cleaning out the shop. He calls me over to help him move some shit. And I forget what it was. I think I looked up in the corner and I saw a VHS. And I went, you still have that on VHS? He goes, all the VHSs are up there. I'm like, what? And I opened it. All of the boxes are there. All the drawers, the fake wood covered VHS drawers were there. And I was like, there's all the VHSs? He goes, yeah. He goes, actually, I was thinking about cleaning that area up and throwing them away.
No.
Fuck you are. I climbed up on a dad had a bunch of batteries.
That's my dad too.
The first person I ever cussed at was my dad. But dad had a bunch of truck batteries, and I'm using those as a stand, and I'm handing him movies down, and there's a whole drawer of nothing but Arnold movies, but I also found all of our recorded MacGyver episodes and all of the VHSs that I was ripping off from the rental place and double VCRing. I had Judge Dredd. I had Under Siege. I had all Predator 2.
You gotta post these. Like,
I'll post
pictures of everything.
I've actually been saving it for the anniversary.
I was gonna say, yeah, you've been holding on to this because we didn't know about this.
I know.
I love that. We're a MacGyver family. We record each episode. We don't miss a night.
A treasure trove.
We have that, and Dad still has. I bought him all of the seasons on DVD, and that was before you got the giant collection. You had to buy it. Like, here's season 1, here's season 2. We bought him all.
That
those.
Was miserable. Oh,
it was.
Well, especially on the VHS when you had to buy them in like, here's episodes 1 through 4. Here's episodes 5 through 8. Like, no,
they'd have cool spine artwork when you put it all together.
Oh, you would have to put them all together. So my dad had. I grabbed these too. My dad. If there is a fandom my dad is a part of, he's a Trekkie. He loves Star Trek.
Oh, I love your dad.
But he still had the 4 gray clamshell boxes of the original series where it's like 2 episodes on one VHS, like the Menagerie part 1 and 2, the original series. They were in a
OG
gray
VHS clamshell. OG. But how many episodes were on each tape?
2.
But he had the entire OG.
No, well, not the entire. He had 4.
Okay. I'm sorry.
I
wasn't following that.
They were expensive when they first came out. So this was like anniversary present my mom would buy him.
Oh my goodness.
1 a year or something.
All right, please tell me you still have these.
I'll have them. They're in a box.
Oh my God.
And then
Trekkies will just ejaculate all over you for these things.
What made me remember?
They're all sticky now.
That's
Yeah.
nasty.
I know.
But what made me think of that was Nate was talking about when you put all these like movies together to make a picture. He had I'm going to say this. He has all of the Star Trek movies. Half of them are the one that makes the big picture of the Enterprise. And then for some reason, he has the other releases. So it doesn't make the fucking picture, but he has all of the movies.
He just doesn't have that set.
Yeah, it's not that whole complete set, but he has like the other releases and some of that one. And it's just, it's an OCD person's nightmare to not have the Enterprise as a picture on the side of the shelf. But yeah, no, that's, I'll do some posts of that. I figured that was fitting for the anniversary.
I need the pictures. Here I am. I'm not able to find my copy of Judge Dredd and Showgirls, but you just found a treasure trove.
Oh,
I did.
Girls.
Straight up. And
What's wrong with you,
was,
Nate?
I knew the ones.
There's better porn out there, Nate.
Yeah. And I knew the ones I did because I used all the same tape. It's all my handwriting. And I did it in the best quality. So either the tape has one movie on it or two, because I did it in the absolute best quality I could do at the time.
You could cram like 4
You could
movies
compress.
on VHS.
I remember, you can get 4. Would that be lesser picture quality? I don't remember that.
Yes.
Yeah, way less. Yeah.
Oh yeah, it's like compressing a music file or something.
Maybe this is why I'm so amazed by pictures these days, and I'm like, oh wow, 4K quality. This is amazing, because I was probably having the shittiest quality ever as a kid.
The worst recorded version.
Because we would have like 3 usually.
I've run into a bunch of DVDs lately that are just like, oh, this is straight off of a
straight
laser
VHS
disc
rip
or VHS rip. Like, it's bad.
Some of the early DVDs are really bad.
Real bad.
They are, but
because that's all they are. They're not a 35 millimeter transfer. They're just a rip from a VHS.
They were like, what's the cheapest way we can put it on a new platform? Boom.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, Phil, you still got your copy of Split Second? Yeah, here, we're going to put it on a DVD.
The last one I just watched was Death Becomes Her with Bruce Willis, Goldie Hawn, and
I love that movie.
Meryl
really,
Streep.
really enjoy that one.
It's a lot of fun. Oh, it's bad. Like, this rip is terrible. Oh.
We need a 4K Death Becomes Her, everybody. That's
who would have thought?
God, comedy Bruce. That's just a different time.
Oh,
he's such
a cockle dude in this movie. He's just a simpleton.
He's a dork.
He is
right. You've got these very strong women and this neutered man through the whole thing. Anyway,
I think the term is cuck. Isn't that what it is now?
Said,
I think cuck.
Anyway, let's not talk about that movie.
That's because Pete's got to talk about it later.
I do. Later today, actually.
Oh, all right. Well, let's see. What do I got left here? I have something special left then. We have a clip from our friends over at Cinema Slab.
Oh.
But I also have our very first piece of fan mail. So we're going to do that right after Cinema Slab. Gotta remember.
Charlie, Nate, and Pete, what's up, you guys? The Cinema Slab crew here. Scream Queen Anna.
Gorgal Hannah.
Oh, favorite little brother.
Hunter. We are popping in real quick to wish you guys a happy 3-year anniversary. Congratulations on 3 awesome years of podcasting. We love you guys.
Yes, we do.
We appreciate all the collaborations we've done thus far.
Yes.
And we hope to have more in the future with you guys. And I believe you wanted to hear a little bit about our first action movie interactions. Mine was definitely Escape from New York, followed by Terminator 2, then Twister, The Mummy, Armageddon. I grew up with action movies.
Mine probably was, I grew up with all the Star Wars movies. I went and saw the prequels in the movie theater, and of course watched the first ones, and also Indiana Jones. Loved Indiana Jones. That was another one I grew up with. So, yeah, I've definitely been watching action movies since I was a little kid.
From the very moment I could form words, I've been watching action movies. I like to joke around
the kids when they were 3. They were watching Dora, Diego, Blue's Clues, stuff like that. I was watching Jurassic Park and Godzilla.
Oh, Jurassic Park, it's another one.
That's a good one too.
Yeah, Jurassic Park was definitely my start. It was always my go-to. It's still a go-to for me. After Jurassic Park, the definitely would be Terminator, because that night changed me forever. As far as movies were concerned, that movie absolutely blew me away. But yeah.
Heck yeah. There you go, you guys. Once again, we wish you guys nothing but the best.
Yes.
Even though Nate's an Eli Roth hater, we won't hold that against him.
Yeah, we'll try not to hold that against him.
And one more time for Charlie. Striper rules.
Striper rules!
We love you guys, and congratulations on 3 years.
We appreciate you guys.
Striper does rule.
All right. A, Striper sucks. B, Eli Roth sucks 80% of the time. Like,
I was gonna say, you can't say 100% of the time anymore. We watched Thanksgiving together, and you loved it.
I didn't love it. I liked it quite a bit.
No, you were pretty happy. You were pretty happy.
The first 15 minutes is really bad. I went, oh boy, he got me again. He made another really shitty movie in that first 15 minutes, and it picked up. He's also the bear Jew, so I do like the bear Jew.
You had a smile on your face at the end of that movie.
All I know is when he got announced for Horror Hound, everyone's all excited. I'm like, ew.
There was another
guy can't live up to his expectations.
There was another ew moment when Pete heard them go, my first Star Wars experience was the prequel, and he's like, ew, I'm old. My first one was the originals.
Don't worry, here soon, eventually it's gonna be the next 3.
She says, like, I've seen the movie, I've seen the Star Wars in the theater. I'm like, oh, okay. You're like, the prequels are great. I'm like,
like a knife to the heart. Stabbed me at least 3 times. There was 3 of those bastards. All right, well, now is the time we open up our very first piece of fan mail.
I'm so excited.
Yeah, why did it get mailed to you though?
Because shipping is a thing, and I didn't want them to ship it all over the place.
That's okay. That's fair.
I knew we were gonna.
And you're come up enough that
exactly. I'll be up there.
We'll have a job.
So wait a minute. There's like something. Oh, you have mail. Like you have a package.
This is a big box.
Oh,
it is a big box. This is from Anna at Cinema Slab. So this is probably from all of them. Anna, Hannah, and our little brother Hunter.
Anna
Hunter. Is that how we're gonna do it? There we go. But all right, let me give me a second. I gotta cut this box open. So
right.
I'll have to edit this a little bit. So be calm.
Yeah, just like
don't cut your finger off this time.
I'm not that bad.
It's not what Jackie said.
Are you opening it up with an axe?
That would be more fitting.
Yeah. What if you just swing an axe at the box? I'm certain there's nothing breakable in there.
You just gave Anna a panic attack because I have it open now. Thank you. All right. There's individual boxes with our names on it. I guess.
More axe time.
More axe time. Open up those ones with the axe as well.
Do you have like a small axe? Maybe like a hand axe?
I need a mini axe.
Like a letter axe?
Yeah, like
I need a
letter, not a letter opener, a letter axe.
Yeah, letter axe.
Yeah, I get that.
I need to make that. I'll do that.
You totally can make that.
Yeah. All right. Thankfully, the box isn't taped, Anna.
Oh, okay.
Panic attack. And exactly what I was figuring, and that's why I didn't swing an axe at it. She has sent us candles.
Whoa!
All right. This is too much. This is too much, guys.
What?
She has put our logo
no way
nice
on the candles and on the side says, Charlie, congratulations on 3 years of podcasting.
Aww.
Much love from your friends at Cinema Slab. Okay, I wonder if they all say
from Charlie. Congratulations, Charlie. She gave me
that would be awesome.
3 candles.
Hold on, let me open the Pete one real quick. What's it? There's our logo. Charlie, congratulations. No, I'm kidding. It says to Pete. And
that actually would have been really funny.
That would have been hilarious. That's comedy gold right there. She's also included, I do believe this is her artwork. I saw it shared. She sent each of us a Stuntman Mike sticker.
Nice.
That is awesome.
I love me stickers.
I love Stuntman Mike. It's good stuff.
Yeah.
And it looks like we each got a spray. Oh, okay. This is a good spray.
Yeah.
This Christmas I had ordered a candle from her, and it's called Yippee-Ki-Yay. It's her Die Hard candle. And so she sent us the house spray. It's I have no idea how to pronounce this word. Bergamot, warm spice, soft musk, and mahogany wood. A nice mahogany.
A little mahogany.
Little mahogany.
That's from Vampires.
I don't know what little ebony. Ooh, our candles are a sweet smell.
Oh,
that is a very sweet. I don't know what that is.
Here, let me.
Got a good. And
for some reason I can't smell it.
she usually decorates top of them. We got a skull and a bullet.
Oh, that's awesome!
Nice.
Look at that.
Nice little bullet shell.
Are those like little not candies, but little like plastic things that we?
I think no. She does. She makes wax melts, so I think these are molds.
Those are wax.
She melts so once you light it, those are probably gone.
Sadly, they'll go. Oh, that's so sad.
I wonder if I can take those out.
Yeah, you can scoop them out. I'm sure.
I've ordered. So this is from Anna. She does Anna's House of Wax. She makes candles, sprays, house melt. Little warming tray melts too if you don't want an open flame. They are amazing. The smells are insane. I bought one last year that I swear to God I wanted to eat, and I messaged her, and she scolded me saying, "Please don't eat it.
Don't eat that.
Don't." Because I swear to God I want to find whatever food that is, make it and eat it.
Yeah, why are we not allowed to eat these candles?
Well, I used to get wax.
Since when can you not eat wax? Come on now.
You can chew it. Don't swallow it though.
Don't tell me what to do.
Exactly. Don't tell me I can't do something.
You're an adult. You can do whatever the fuck you want to, man.
I'm going to eat that damn candle.
Right.
I'm going to eat it. Anna, it's decided I'm eating the candle.
Yeah.
Seriously,
we're all going to eat our candles.
That's right. Thank you so much. I will eventually get these up to the guys at some point or not. I might forget them.
Hey, it's got my name on it. I think
it does.
No, it's probably got Charlie's name on it. Maybe
I'm gonna put some white out over it and just put my name on it.
Put your name on it. Yeah.
That's awesome. Thank you so much. That's
Anna,
our first piece of our first fan mail, but guys, 3 years to get fan mail.
All right. Awesome. In 3 more years, we'll get fan mail again.
That's it.
I'm also accepting dollars for a 4K player.
No.
$1 is all it takes.
Do not send him any dollars.
I don't know why.
He has a 4K player.
You're just lazy and you won't.
He wants a second one, and we're not doing that.
I just think another one would be so cool.
This isn't the Church of 4K. We're not doing that.
Pete and I, we fundraised.
There was a lot of praising at the end of that episode.
$0.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, Pete already forgot.
He had his. What did we do? And then it's like, oh yeah, because Pete's praising everything. In that episode. All right. Well, as we're getting on here a little bit, this is not going to be a 2-parter. I swear to Christ, this isn't going to be a 2-parter.
Feels like it should be a 2-parter, though.
Not doing this as a 2-parter.
I'm getting hungry, though.
Pete died. Okay.
Who knows?
He had a shocked look on his face. Like
spicy Bloody Mary.
Was that too much blood or too much Mary all of a sudden?
Yeah, which one is it?
Too much Tabasco is what it was. And it went down the wrong pipe. And let me tell you, ouch.
That stings. That stings. All right. Well, and seeing as how we haven't covered an actual movie, we really can't go. I am not going back and counting all of the body count in every episode. I just
I just wish someone would do it for us.
Yeah, I think Nate, we have a lot of fans out there, and they're just starting to listen to the show. I think they should go back and give us a kill count total
for the whole year.
Total.
We don't write it down, and then we forget.
Why do I need to write it down? It's recorded. I don't.
Yeah, but then you gotta go back and re-listen.
Yeah,
but I don't want to spoil it for others, so I don't put it like in the notes because I don't want to spoil the episode.
Yeah, that's true. You gotta make them listen to then.
I want them to be like, oh, what are they going to say next? Because that's what I say every time we record. What are we going to say next?
And you're like praying we don't say the wrong thing. It's like, oh God,
pretty much.
It's Nate. Nate just said something else that I can't.
I don't know what you're talking about.
I have to edit that out.
Well, I think what we'll do then is we will each pick our favorite episode of 2023. What do you think of that?
Oh God,
I'm cool with that.
It's so hard.
Now, no, it's hard for Pete because he doesn't remember what we covered.
That's true.
Did we cover Gremlins? That's my favorite.
We didn't. That's
we have not covered Gremlins.
The 50th time you've brought up Gremlins on the action anniversary.
February's coming up.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah, you want to put Gremlins in a Bond movie in February? I'm down. I'm here for it, bud.
We're in. Cool. Bond. That's what we're doing. Awesome.
Right. So, Nate, why don't you hit me with your top episode of 2023?
God. I think I'm going to have to go. Well, it can't be Psycho Gorman because Pete decided not to show up for that episode.
Oh, that hurt.
True.
That hurt.
Yeah, that does.
That hurt.
Does. God, I'm going to have to go with the raid. Because we all got to watch it together.
Mm-hmm,
True.
Mm-hmm.
It didn't have Jackie Chan in it, though.
Didn't have Jackie Chan. Don't worry, I'm going to fix that this year. But Pete never seen it before. His oohs and ahs while watching it together. And just how much fun that episode was and just how chaotic. I'm still waiting for my 4K to arrive. Target's got it on back order, apparently. I'm like, but it was supposed to be here on Tuesday. It's now Sunday.
You'll be okay. You'll be okay.
No, I'm not.
I bet if you walked into that Target, there's one on the shelf.
I don't know. Physical media Target's getting really, really slim.
You're going to have a movie to watch for February, so you'll be all right.
Oh, yeah. But yeah, I'm going to go with the Raid Redemption just because of how much I love that movie. I love that I'm still able to share that with people that have not seen it before. So there's a lot of just warmth with that episode for me personally.
I was not cool with that movie at the beginning, and then oh boy, did we get a movie.
Did it ramp up quickly?
Oh my God. I was bored, and then oh shit, here it comes. And it was just a tidal wave of awesome.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I'll agree with that. It was a good time. Pete, have you remembered one yet?
No, I don't remember nothing. No, so we did get to watch T2 together.
Yes.
Which was a hoot, but I still got
that's 2024. That's next year's.
Anyway, I got to go I got to go back to Demolition Man. We had such a good time on Demolition Man. Like, yes, I loved last year's February's because you guys were so mad.
Still am.
Demolition Man.
You have been forgiven.
That Demolition Man episode, not only did I have such a good time rewatching a movie that I truly adore from my childhood, from my adolescence, and we got to review it with two of the best guys in podcasting. It was so much fun, and we laughed, and we made fun of the movie, and we praised the movie. It was an easy 10, and it was almost a damn near perfect film. It was a damn near perfect episode. Demolition Man was my favorite of 2023.
What better one? Because that was our 100th episode. Like, that is episode 200 is gonna have a very hard time to top that.
It's one of those, like, I feel bad picking an easy episode like that, but it genuinely was so much fun that that's my pick.
No,
I think it's fair.
It's definitely way up on my list for my favorite episode of the year. This is a difficult one because a lot of these movies mean something to at least one or two, or on the rare occasion, all three of us.
Wow, very rare.
It is very rare.
That's true. I mean,
hey,
a lot
Pete,
of times
you're the redhead stepchild here. All right.
Hey, we all like Demo Man.
we all love Demo Man. Like I said, I easily could have picked that one. I easily could pick Masters of the Universe because that was just a fantastic episode.
That's your movie. Yep.
But I think the one that I absolutely love that we did, and you feel it in the episode, is Speed. I love our Speed episode.
Yeah.
It's the one we've gotten quite a bit of feedback from on people where they're just like, man, that Speed episode, just, you guys hit every little bit of it, all the nostalgia with it. It's a super early, action movie in my watching. So it has a lot of me, and I know we were in control of it, but we also got to go do Speed 2 on Good Beer Bad Movie Night. So
genuinely,
so much fun.
We had a really good time on that episode.
That was an amazing episode for a bad movie.
He picked 2 very bad beers as well that I absolutely hated.
You did not like the beers that I picked. I liked at least one of them.
And I just had random beers that I bought just so I could have fun on the episode. I wasn't there, but no, I really think, like, none of them's a bad pick. We've had a couple. We've had some bad episodes.
I've got a little surprise for you guys.
Okay,
we'll get through what their top 10 episodes of last year was.
So you have a top.
We'll go into a little thing I've got surprise for you.
Okay,
there's so many surprises.
Okay, well here then let's just so we can do it. So you have our top, then that's going to be our impromptu.
Oh, yeah.
Leave anything for us?
Just bodies. Body count. Body count. Body count. Body count.
Our body count will be the top 10 movies.
Okay.
There we go.
These are
downloads. Will have quite a bit of deaths in them. So, yeah.
Right.
So these are our top 10 most downloaded episodes of last year.
I'm excited.
Coming in at number 10, my personal favorite, The Raid.
Okay.
Followed by that at number 9, we have The Crow. So suck it, Pete, for not liking The Crow. It made into the top 10.
It wasn't a horror movie.
Some people's horror is subjective. Following that, coming in at number 8 is Expendables 2.
Solid episode. Love that one. Had Owen on for that one from the Action Elite.
This one shocked me because I literally thought we did it in 2022, but it was Nightmare on Elm Street 3. Dream Warriors. Forgot we did that last year.
That was a hoot. That was a good.
I hate this one so much because it's number 6.
Is it Monkey Kung Fu?
It's Monkey Kung Fu, gentlemen.
Yeah!
Monkey Kung Fu broke into our top 10.
I just bought the box set. Did you?
Whoever's downloading that, stop.
They're not going to. They're only going to increase this. Monkey Kung Fu is going to be one of our top 10 episodes of 2024.
It's weird because I asked for that wish during the Wishmaster episode, and I think Monkey Kung Fu has more downloads than Wishmaster.
Yeah, the amount of people that have listened to Wishmaster wouldn't have heard your wish.
That's the crazy thing. Yeah,
that's why
that's how wishes work.
Is Jackie downloading these things for you, Pete? Is that what's happening?
No. I would tell you if you asked me that question straight out.
I don't believe
not
you.
Doing that for
I
me.
don't know. If I believe him.
I don't believe you.
Nope.
Well,
that would have been a great joke.
This is chainsaw hookers all over again.
I wish
you
I would
son
have
of a bitch. You rigged this. I want a revote. I want Florida. I want it to be recounted.
Oh my God. All right, what's next?
So number 5.
Yeah.
In our top 10 episodes of last year, Desperado, my birthday pick. That made me really happy.
That movie
solid
is sexy style. Oh man.
And I'll be telling you from here on out, it's there's only one on here. I'm like, really? At number 4, during Halloween month, Ernest Scared Stupid. I think that
I love that.
This also made it to where we want to have that introductory, that kid month that's going to come up in March.
Yeah, that's what
Ernest Scared Stupid.
That was the impetus for the
yeah,
kid
where it's
month.
like, wait, we should do this more because this is a lot of fun. Coming in at number 3, it's our collaboration with Cinema Slab, Freddy versus Jason.
Nice.
Yes.
I thought Children of the Corn. I was
Cinema Slab, Pete.
Cinema Slab.
I forgot who we were talking about.
Yep. But also, I got a bone to pick with Steven over at Spoils of Horror because he keeps calling it Jason versus Freddy, and it doesn't roll off the tongue right. It's something about it bothers me, and I need him to stop. It's Freddy versus Jason, damn it. Coming in at number 2, gentlemen, is an episode that was just mentioned, Demolition Man.
It's great.
Yes. Yep. 100th episode.
I love it.
Second most downloads of last year.
Mm-hmm.
And at number 1, and I don't know why. It's so weird.
This one, I already know, and it blows my mind.
Hollywood Chainsaw.
Executive Decision. A movie that is not really that much action, but for some reason, everyone really ate it up.
Why?
They love the combination of Kurt Russell and Steven Seagal. I got my titty slap over this episode. I am so confused as to how we allowed ED to be number 1. People love ED. That's all I know.
Yeah.
They can all relate with ED, apparently.
I guess so.
I cannot have ED and Monkey Kung Fu being our 2 most downloaded episodes.
Well, it happened. It's one of those shocker things. Not Children of the Corn Part 2. Nope, not in there. Don't know why.
Now, I do know if we wanted to bend the rules a little bit, that technically if we added up all of the downloads for our Hackers 2-part episode, it would have cracked into the top 10.
Which is still really weird that people, just listen to Hackers Part 2, but not Part 1, whatever.
Part 2 has more downloads than Part 1.
That makes
Either
sense.
someone was like, that Part 2 was perfection and I want to listen to it again, or someone's like, screw it, I just want to listen to the end part because I don't care what they said at the beginning. And it makes no sense because we were hacked by Spoils of Horror. Too many safeguards had to be put in place so it doesn't happen again.
We put in plenty of safeguards now. They'll never be able to do that again.
It's not going to happen again. I might invite them, but no.
You also mentioned that we've had some bad episodes. Now I didn't write down who had what, but we've had some stinkers.
Okay,
and I decided I wanted to make one of us be the King Stink of 2023.
You've got it. Yep.
In my personal opinion, picked the worst movies of 2023.
Wait, this isn't about downloads. This is
just personal opinion of how angry I got watching
the worst. This isn't going to
airing out his own laundry about us.
Yeah, this is basically me being pissed off at all 3 of us. I was fair. All right.
You were fair. Sure you were.
We'll see.
Now, coming in at 3rd place, which just kind of shocked me, it was Charlie.
What?
He only had 3 stinkers last year.
Oh.
I don't know. I guess I really hated Deep Star 6 so much that in my head, it made up for 7 episodes.
How are you? These are movies you didn't like.
Yep, these are just movies I didn't like.
So what? When you pick a movie, so you're like, oh, it was fine. How?
Hey, if you would have came up with King Stink, you could have, made the rules. But I came up with King Stink, so these are my rules.
I'm trying to put my wrap my brain.
Next time, you gotta decide who's the stinky one of the group. Now,
okay, I'm in 3rd. I'm sitting.
You're in 3rd.
Then.
You say
I'm winning.
3 stinkers. Now, Pete,
you
came in 2nd, which really shocked me because there was February. But I did really enjoy One Cut of the Dead, and I didn't hate Raw because I'd already seen it. I think that saved you. But you tied with Charlie at 3 stinkers.
So Charlie and I are tied for 2nd. Not Charlie is 3rd and I'm
on
2nd.
3rd.
No, you're 2nd because February kind of it adds on. It's like a tumor.
You're 3.3. That's where
you're just putting wood on the fire, dude. I'm just gonna find the weirdest shit coming up, man.
I don't know, but somehow, and this bit blew up in my face, and I recounted multiple times to make sure.
You are the number 1 stink.
I'm King Stink of 2023. I had 4 bad movies. It technically would have been 6 if I wouldn't have included Feast 2 and Feast 3.
That was your fault. You should be King Stink regardless for that.
No,
trilogy.
I'm King Stink. I'm shocked. All right. I saw that and went, damn. So this year I'm going to be really stepping up my game. Be prepared, gentlemen, because I'm definitely not being King Stink next year.
I love that it blew up in his face, though. Because
I was so pissed off. I did the tallies, and then I scratched them all out and went, nope, I'm redoing it all. And then turns
it backfired on you again.
Yeah, it did.
That just means I'm off to a bad start with Nate on mine. I'm already at 2.
Yeah, you're already at 2 right now for January.
Which is just the dumbest thing I've ever. I don't know. I don't like it. I don't like it.
Hey,
I don't like it.
Don't be King Stink this year, gentlemen.
Nate's in charge of King Stink.
Yeah,
we can't do that. So all right. Well, we're gonna do one more of our bits. We have decided to pick our kill of the year.
Have you ever killed anyone? Yeah, but they were all bad.
This is across any of our movies, so it's going to include horror, anything like that. I'm going to start with Pete, but there's a caveat. You cannot pick Children of the Corn 2.
What?
Like all the kills from Children of the Corn 2?
Yeah, it's off the table.
Wait,
because that's the only thing he talks about. That
you cannot take this away from me. This is my movie. This is the movie that I need to watch. This and another thing, you son of a bitch. Look here. I'm a guy. I need more. Okay. Turkey.
Whoa, did you just call him a turkey?
Motherfucker.
I don't think he's.
Are you kidding me? You aren't letting me pick Children of the Corn 2 because that was the best. And there's no way it can't be the kill of the year. God damn it. Why would you censor me for this? This is the best kill of the year easily. Steven and Leo agree. It's the best. They reference that kill in their episodes that they didn't cover in this movie. Damn you.
Why? That's why I said it, because I got all this.
Yeah, I mean, he just keeps on going. That's exactly why.
Yeah. I give the people what they want, and it's Angry Pete. So my guess is your pick was Children of the Corn 2. Why don't you tell everyone which kill it actually is then?
I don't want to talk about it now. You
fine, because then I already know what Nate says. No, you're done. Nate, what's your kill of the year?
Mine's the Children of the Corn 2, because I didn't get that rule. It's the wheelchair going through the window, because it's the best kill we've ever covered.
It's the best dummy kill ever, man.
And Pete doesn't get to pick it, which makes it even better. It was the whole reason why I came up with we should probably do kill of the year.
It's all coming together.
That's what you get, Pete.
I see where I stand in this podcast.
You can live vicariously through me and my kill of the year.
I'm the sexiest, but I'm still a third.
Did you say vicariously?
No, I'm not Steven. I didn't say bi-curiously. I said bye. All right, Charlie, what's yours?
Everyone's a little by Pete.
Wow.
Take that full circle.
Don't
it
want it.
Really is.
Don't want it. There are quite literally a ton of kill of the months, kill of the weeks. But God damn it, it's the only one we've talked about all year, and it's the Children of the Corn 2. Wheelchair dummy through the window across the road.
So good. It's going to be hard to top this year.
It's out of nowhere.
It really is. That's the best part of it. You're like, what are they doing? Oh, she's going to get hit by a car or something.
She has an RC car.
They launch her through a plate glass window.
And it is
the guy that pops up.
It's
bingo.
It has to be that, because it's the only one that gets referenced the amount of times. None of the other ones do. And there are some amazing kills we've talked about, but somehow Children of the Corn 2 outshone them all.
That's where we peaked, Bills.
We peaked there. That was it.
I hope Arrow puts out Children of the Corn 2 and 3 as a box set with all the extras, because I will buy the shit out of that.
Oh my God. So good. So good. All right. Well, and there's nothing to review unless you want to review this episode. This episode gets 10 Alliangs. That's all there is to it.
Yeah. We're reviewing our own episode.
Yeah,
We're the best. We're the best.
We rule. We're awesome.
We are awesome.
We'll see if this episode makes Nate's stink list next year.
Yeah. Ooh, third anniversary. That's a stinker.
Totally missing in action too. All right. Well, that is 3 years of podcasting from us. It was a little bit different of an episode, but I think we all had a lot of fun. We got to dig into some nostalgia from all three of us, hear from all our friends, our fans.
Yes. God
Yes,
bless you.
thank you so much.
You so much.
It has been and always will be a wild ride, and we enjoy it. We're looking forward to what we can bring in 2024. The sky's the limit, man. We got some plans, but you know us. Sometimes those plans can just go right out the window.
They could really change on a dime. Now, I do have like some states I want to call out. Am I allowed to call out some states real quick?
Oh, sure. If you want to call out some states,
I got some states I want to call out.
For better or for worse?
No, it's up to you on how you want to take it, but I already know how I took it with them, Hey, you know what, Montana? You could suck it for not giving us a single download in 2023.
But no one lives in
Ever.
Montana.
Ever. Not one.
We don't have one download.
Montana?
There's cows.
Yeah.
There's cows.
You know who else can
Steer.
suck it? North Dakota. And you know what? Your neighbor, South Dakota. I don't care about Fargo anymore. You're out of here.
It's pretty good
I
show,
think
though.
South Dakota did finally end up on the map for like one download, but North Dakota has never.
We didn't get anything.
Ever? I
In the
thought
past-
South Dakota made it.
No, the past year, South Dakota, nothing.
Well, I know past year, I think, but I think on the map overall, I think it has one.
Even Alaska, they at least,
Yeah,
they
we
did
get downloads
something.
from Alaska.
Yeah.
We got people in Alaska. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Yep.
Ohio, we represented. We came in at number 1. That's what we do.
Woo!
What? Yeah.
Because
So-
Ohioans can't ass.
But I'm pretty sure like California was nipping.
California's
at
number
Ohio.
2, which is the most shocking
Yeah.
part of it all. So thank you so
shit.
much to those listeners.
Wow.
Thank you to
Loves
New
us.
York. Yeah. Like,
Yeah, New York's a big one. Florida, I think's right up there too.
yeah.
Yeah. There's-
So
we got-
it's really humbling. Thank you so much to everyone to even give us one listen.
United
blows my
Kingdom's
mind.
way up there.
Blows
United
my mind
Kingdom
that we're
loves
like,
us.
this dumb little podcast. People all
Yep.
over the world, literally. are
Right
listening.
after the UK, it's Sweden. Like,
Yep.
pretty sweet.
Sweden's got us.
Yeah.
Australia. For a long time, we didn't have downloads in Australia. I mean,
At
for
all.
a long time. Now it's up there on the list. It gets a fairly decent percentage.
Wow.
We've had downloads in Japan, all over Africa, all over South America, Canada. I mean, really, the only places we don't get downloads is probably the places that don't play podcasts from other countries.
Mm.
That's kind of how you can look at it when you look at those maps.
China
and Russia, and Korea. Yeah. We don't. I think we've got some. I know we've had some in the Philippines, Taiwan, stuff like that.
Yeah, we've had some stuff in South Korea because they're cool.
That's insane.
South Korea.
insane.
When I say that, I think most people understand what part of Korea I'm talking about.
Yeah, I think that's pretty.
That's.
I bet North Korea would like us if they were allowed.
I bet.
I bet China would like us too if they were allowed.
I bet Kim
No,
Jong.
because they'd be like, "You haven't done Jackie Chan yet, you assholes. We
We
don't care
have-
about you."
That's why.
There is a number that says unknown, and I feel like there's some VPNs being used from
Definitely some
Korea and
VPNs.
China. Yeah. So if you're one of those, thank you. We
Thank
see
you.
you, and we won't say a word about
We
it.
see you.
Thank you.
We won't tell nobody.
We're not narcs.
We'll tell no one.
And we'll
Putin,
do
if you're
Jackie
listening, come on, man, knock this shit off. But anyway,
Yeah, be cool. Like for
Just
once.
be cool.
Yeah.
Overall, just be
Come on.
cool.
come on, be cool. Or I'm going to cover Rambo 3, and you're not going to like it when I do.
Seagal on you.
Oh,
He's already
that
there.
fat ass.
I know exactly.
That's not a threat.
He's a double agent, double secret probation agent.
He's a
triple agent.
Yeah.
He's a double XL, quadruple XL agent.
You're not wrong. He only has Nate's address, not mine and yours.
Yeah.
That's us, man. That's our show. You guys know what you're listening to, and we love every one of you guys for downloading.
But wait, Charlie. I feel like there's still one group of people we haven't heard from.
What?
I feel like there's one podcast we haven't heard from. Did they not write in?
Wait.
No, I don't have any. They didn't send anything.
Did they snub us?
I don't. You're right. We've already talked about them like 3 or 4 times.
I know.
And
I was going to make them a video.
Eventually. We've mentioned Steve's by Pete. By Curious. What are we?
No, that's by Pete.
By
Pete. That's accurate. That's. No, not
hey,
again.
Steven, come here.
Mother.
Yeah.
Look. I want to show you something. This is actually, this is really fucking hilarious. Check this out. I'm trying to help you get your computer sorted out here.
Yeah.
Look this. You see what this is? I know it doesn't look like much to you. This is, if I click on this is actually a back door. We still have hacker access to action movies.
Wait. We still have like a back door.
We can still get in.
Back by action.
Yeah. I thought they closed them all off, but I'm cleaning out your files, and I can just click on this. We can get right in.
Let's take over their show again. They're getting ready to do all those like Pete picks for February. Nobody listens to that.
Oh,
anyway.
Perfect time to take over. Hold on, let me get this going.
All right, I'm going to do my normal test to see if we are in the show. Charlie and Nate can go themselves.
Yeah. No, that sounds right.
Yep,
that sounds right. Okay,
cool. Good.
Wow, I can't believe they were so silly. They did not close all these doors.
I remember when there was a time that it would like really upset me that I couldn't swear on their show, but now it's like a spider sense to know if they're present.
That is true. It's almost like a superpower.
Yeah. It's like, all I have to do is drop an F-bomb, and if I hear that bullet go off, I know where I am. I think they left the door open maybe for us, or there's like a party going on that, it's like walking past a door and there's a party going on. You have to stop by and say hello.
Did they not invite us to a party?
They have a big anniversary coming up. I don't know if
really?
Yeah, I think it's their 3 months. I think they've been around for 3
days,
months.
3 weeks.
I think they did their third episode.
The third episode
Yeah.
anniversary. Got it.
Yay!
Okay. Hey, good job, guys.
Right,
You did
great
3.
job.
Yay.
All joking aside, this is for their 3-year anniversary of their action movie show.
Can you believe it, though?
Yes. I did ask specifically if this was for the horror movie show, and they said very vaguely, that's getting axed. And I don't know what that meant.
I feel like they have realized they can't compete with a certain other horror podcast that's probably a lot better than them. So, they're learning their lesson, I guess, is how that goes.
Yeah, Toils of Horror or something like that.
Some toilet thing. Yeah.
Yeah, right. They have been around for 3 years, and it's been a pretty impressive run. I don't think they've missed an episode.
Always impressive. Yeah.
When you've gotten into your 3rd season and you find out how hard that is to do, you find out that is pretty goddamn impressive. They've made changes over the years. They have constantly improved their show.
Which I have to shout out, honestly, there's a lot of other podcasts out there who don't steadily improve. And I'm not trying to insult anyone and call anybody out, but we all know who we're talking about. There's shows that just don't do well. They're kind of riding a mediocre line, and they never really get better than that. But these guys, constant improvement, constant better show. It's a really cool thing.
And Charlie's been nothing but kind to us. That's one thing you'll never see on the show when they're talking about shit blowing up and machine guns and things like that. He's a pretty kind dude behind the scenes. Nate and Pete are assholes.
But Charlie will come out and admit that. Actually, Nate and Pete will come out and admit that too, so it's all good.
No, they're both all right. No, everybody's so kind behind the scenes. We had Charlie on for our subspecies episode, which was really fun. It was our first time having another guest. But also, they've just been so helpful to us. They've helped us through technical issues. They helped us when we had stuff just royally blow out and we just needed an episode to kind of fill space.
I'll be honest, there's a lot of weird shit that happened with us we would never got through without them.
Oh, no doubt. We would have been like one of those like toothless podcasts where it's like 8 months of material and then there's like 1 week missing and then another week missing.
That's right.
We were able to lie and say we've done every week.
We haven't missed a week and we've only been late once.
Yes.
And that's 3 years later, so we're doing all right.
Yes. Yeah, this reel is really about us. But we just wanted to come on, give me back my action movies, and tell everyone what a great job we've done.
This is what it could look like for you in 3 years if you work hard.
Yes. That's why you hack into somebody's show, so you can come on there and tell them how great you are.
That's exactly it.
No. They've done a wonderful job. They've really done some great episodes. They have so many great episodes. I want to give like a little bit of a shout out to their Speed episode. I think that they really captured the fact that Speed is just one of those old school, entertaining as hell movies. I've been thinking so much recently, we've talked about it on our own show with Full Moon Features, about the day when a movie could start, end an hour and 25 minutes later, and just be like a relatively good time, and had to be no more, no less. I like artful films too, but just something that could be an entertainment. Mm-hmm. And their Speed episode just captures that in like an hour and something podcast. It's really good.
I had a personal affinity for that episode. I was working at a movie theater at the time that movie had been released to cinemas. I don't remember anything else in the theater being popular at the time, and we get free movie watches as part of our perks of being an employee there, so I must have seen Speed 27 times because it was the only thing worth watching.
They also did a great one on Demolition Man, which maybe they're just really good Sandra Bullock fans. I don't know.
Secret agenda.
Maybe when they cover the net, they'll kill it. Demolition Man was another one too. That's an action movie I have a lot of love for. I just deeply enjoy that film. That is, and it was such a good time listening to them. I imagine at some point they'll do some kind of crossover episode with Blade. We've done Blade 2.
Sure.
That's one that could fit on either one of their channels. I really look forward to that. I think they do a great job. I could name a million of their episodes. They did ask us to talk a little bit about some of our favorite action films. So, Leo, do you have some absolute favorites out there?
Absolute favorites. As I think about that, I turn to Terminator, RoboCop, stuff I grew up with. Kind of action fantasy, you could go with Beastmaster, very fun. Legend, Krull, that sort of stuff.
I'm so glad you brought up Krull. We'll come back to Krull in a second.
One of my favorites. There's an old crime action movie from the 80s when I was a kid I loved very much called Cloak and Dagger. It has Dabney Coleman in it. War Games was another one from that time era. I keep coming back to The Fifth Element. All that I've seen for all the movies that are out there, modern ones as well as the ones I grew up with, that is a movie I could watch a million times in a row and never get sick of.
So I was going to bring up some Luc Besson movies, who I'm a big fan of and who time has not been kind to him. But I'm a big, big fan of, you could say this is like a crime drama. You could also put this as an action movie. I'm a huge fan of the movie La Femme Nikita.
Oh, sure. Yep. Good movie.
Love that film. For me, I love crime films. And so, where does a film fall? Or does superhero movies count as action movies?
Right, exactly.
I'm a big fan of the movie Heat, which I think has enough action in it to be thought of as an action movie. I mean, who doesn't love Commando?
Commando. See, I put Commando in with the Die Hards and the stuff, the franchises. Yeah.
Arnold Schwarzenegger coming out of the shed with the buzzsaw, the saw blades is got to be one of the greatest moments of all time. in a moment that is unclear whether it is great or horrible and doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter at all.
So great to watch. I'm also a fan of Krull. I saved Krull because I'm going to use this as the next way that we sneak onto their show. I don't know if we have to cast a spell, what we're going to do, but I want to come on their show for Krull.
100%. I'll be there. I love that movie.
Love that movie.
Underrated movie.
Right. My best memories of action movies are a little challenging because my best memories aren't just the Speeds and the Demolition Man, all stuff I watched with my parents and I really enjoyed, and all stuff that I still enjoy now. But it was that tier right below that had a special magic for me, which if you listen to our show, that will surprise no one. But I have so many great memories of just turning on the television. My dad worked for a television station, so we had every single channel there was. I want you to put patriotic music behind me and like guns firing up in the air and bombs going off, because I have such a love for all of those nameless action movies that I saw 20 minutes of, where, you know, some guy would like get off a bike and he'd have a big mullet and his girlfriend was on the back, and they would like blow away 1 million people, and then she would die, and then he'd be like, "I'll avenge you," and
right.
You know,
Mad Max type shit, or
right. And then he would immediately meet another girl, and they would bone, and it was
all forgotten.
Forgotten. Yes, all forgotten. You know, movies, I mean, these are martial arts movies too, but, you know, to me, there's a lot of crossover. You know, like the best of the best movies, which became the best of the worst movies. The farther down they went.
100%.
But I just had such a love for, I don't know. So for me, it's much more about the genre, because it's, it's easy. I mean, I agree with you. Terminator 1.
For sure.
Terminator 1 and Terminator 2 are both great. I have a different love for Terminator 1 than I do for 2.
Oh, yeah.
It's almost like the imperfections of Terminator 1, I actually think make it a little stronger. Terminator 2 is just such a perfect film from beginning to end that maybe in my older age, I enjoy the charm more of a movie that's not totally put together all that well.
I get that.
Yeah. And then, of course, I mean, and you can get into like our blaxploitation or some of those like action movies, blah, 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 blah.
I mean, we give Alien franchise, Predator, those are technically action films as much as they are sci-fi or horror.
And I do love that first Predator movie. For me, like, my oldest memories are just like the amount of gratitude that I would have watching, or like, remember The Punisher? Remember Dolph Lundgren's The Punisher? There's a movie that you guys can invite me on for too. Dolph Lundgren's Punisher.
He can have that.
Leo's busy. Gotta wax his skull.
Any day that you are showing The Punisher, I'm busy.
In the age of streaming, streaming is not comparable to the second shelf down on the VHS shelf.
Not at all. No.
It's not comparable, and I wish it was. I think streaming could be, if they actually cared about having some fun and not trying to be so serious all the time. So yeah, those are the movies I'm grateful for. Those are the movies I spent watching at night with my parents, and I don't know. There's a lot of horror movie channels out there. I see a lot less action channels. So
that's a fair point.
Really, really grateful to the ones that are out there, and I'm really, really grateful to the guys that give me back my action and horror movies. I utterly adore Nate, Pete, and Charlie, and I really hope to meet them in person someday soon.
That's a fair warning, guys. Run while you can. I agree with you. I couldn't agree with you more. I didn't even think about the fact that there's not like a dedicated action channel out in the world. And boy, how cool would it be to have that? And for that matter, how cool is it that we have that with these guys doing their podcast? That's just really great. And it's wonderful you guys are shining a spotlight on everything so well.
Yeah. Oh, I also want to say another one. Sorry, I was like looking at it, I was like, I know I had a second episode that I wanted to really shout them out for. Lone Wolf and Cub.
Oh yeah.
They did not maybe like that movie as much as I might like that movie, but I still really appreciated their insights, and it was still a very funny, fun episode. So that is one that I will give another high recommendation to. Con Air, they do a good job. They're always fun to listen to. It's like listening to my friends. It's like reconnecting with people. So congratulations from the bottom of our undead hearts on making it to the 3-year mark. May you make it at least a month or two more.
Looking forward to the future, guys. Well done.
All right, and bring us on for Crawl.
Right. Now I'm going to end this fucking feed. We're done.
Yeah. All right. Boop, 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 boop. We're out.
Okay, that's my bad, guys. I've only been using like the free 30-day.
Yeah, you keep coming up with emails, and you put a number like 1, and then you do 2.
I told you to buy the premium security package, and these assholes figured it out.
But I thought it was all the coverage if you did the free 30 days. I mean, I've got like 20 emails now. I don't know.
It's impressive.
Did you click on one of those emails? That's your problem. It was probably from one of these dickheads. And
are you not supposed to click on them?
No.
Okay, well, how am I supposed to know who Peggy is?
Right.
Do you know any Peggies?
No.
Then don't click on it.
But then I don't know if I do.
Yeah, the comment thing said, "Oh my God, did you hear?" And I was like, I wanted to know what they were talking about, and I clicked on it.
Is this you? Click.
Right. Oh my God, look who died. And then I clicked on it because I wanted to know who died.
Yeah, I don't blame the guy one bit.
It might have been Nate's family member that he's killed 27 people.
It might have been Sylvester Stallone for all we know.
Your inheritance is waiting for you to click on it or
go on.
Right. Stop that.
I'm listening. Okay.
Yes, you have my attention.
Right.
That was a wonderful. I love you, spoils of horror. That was wonderful.
It's so beside yourself, like, because I do consider them like one of the best podcasts in the game. Like, not just because we're friends with them, because we know them. It's like they're really good at what they do.
They're good at what they do.
That's right.
To have them like give us any kind of praise, like it just feels weird. It's kind of like when Corey was on, and it's like, oh, like you're the guy that does this well, not us. Like,
yeah,
like it's just it still feels weird. Like
we feel weird with compliments.
Yeah, exactly, and like
that we've dedicated an entire episode of nothing but
compliments. Patting ourselves on the back.
Yeah, we have a weird compliment boner right now.
Yeah, it's kind of strange. I need to get up, but put books in front of it, hide it.
Say, hey, let's go. No, I have to sit here for a few more minutes.
No, it's gonna be a minute.
Go on without me. With my VHS of Demolition Man, crotch level. I got to walk by.
I've got my Blu-ray of La Femme Nikita now, just like pushing down.
Right.
That's not helping.
No, it's
I might be contributing.
That's a sexy movie. He
damn
said
right.
That,
it is.
and I was like, damn.
Yeah, he said that. I'm like, that'd be a cool one to cover.
That I think that's a truly action movie. That is.
Yeah.
Oh, it is.
That's got guns and boobs.
I used to watch the TV show too. Like whenever they had the Nikita.
I never saw the American remake. Was it Point of No Return?
Yeah. What was
I never saw that one. It's not Bridget Fonda. It's the other Fonda, her daughter. That's in it.
I can't remember who it is exactly.
Peter Fonda?
Not Peter Fonda. Yeah, it was a really sexy movie with Peter Fonda.
Peter Fonda. Yeah, I definitely think of sexy.
La Femme Nikita-esque fame. Yeah. Good old Peter Fonda.
Boy, it really just blows my mind though. Like, just saying thank you doesn't feel like enough,
Right. We've got such great friends. Let's just. This is a community, and let's all just have a good time.
Absolutely.
Give each other hand jobs and just have a good time.
It's like, I wish we could name everyone, but we're so terrified of forgetting someone that.
Right.
Yeah, that's usually the problem.
That's the issue. And I'd have to sit here and scroll through my Instagram, and I guarantee I'll still forget someone.
Right.
Yeah. I'll forget someone I just listened to, and that's.
And the people that I've been influenced over the years who I don't normally correspond with, but I don't want to forget them either.
Right.
So I love you all. Let's do this another year
or 3 months.
Or 3 months if we make it that far. They might put a curse on us.
Hey, wait a minute. Are you saying something about February that
No, Steven.
I mean, I just don't know if we'll make it to March.
We might be dissolving this podcast after February.
We might dissolve it before. This might be the last episode.
Why would I go through all of the pain of February just to end on that? That would
exactly. That doesn't make sense. I'd rather make you suffer throughout March and then we end it.
Like I got July, I will pick nothing but run and gun movies all July.
I'll take it because I get February.
For a second, I thought you said I was going to get paid, and I was like, "Well, that's bullshit. None of us get paid."
No, not getting paid for this.
All right, guys. Well, 3 years. Thank you, everyone that's listened. This is a bit of a longer episode. I just refuse to make it 2-parters. This is a blast, gentlemen. I couldn't imagine two better people to spend this journey on.
Wow,
It's
thanks.
been fun.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah.
I look forward to what we bring this
I like
episode.
knowing Monday I get to see your two faces every Monday.
Yep.
It's nice.
And
you
everyone
got
gets to
nice
listen to
faces.
us. And everyone listens to us every Tuesday. So again, as it sounds weird to go, but thank you. Just listen to us every Tuesday. We drop Action and Horror. If you want to follow us, you can go over onto Facebook and hit us up at Give Me Back My Action Movies, the podcast group. Give Me Back My Horror Movies, the podcast group. Both of us are on Instagram. We are on TikTok, X, Threads, YouTube. We got a lot of stuff coming this year. Our plate's full. Our plate runneth over for the most part. And we're here for it, man. And we're just going to keep pushing on. You guys just keep downloading, share us out, rate us 5 stars. You're not allowed to do anything less. And reach
You're
out.
Invested.
Yeah, reach out.
Reach out's the big one because
yeah,
like it's just cool, and
we love talking.
I think
to
we all
everybody.
do our best to actually respond.
We don't
not
even
hard.
treat it like, oh, the fans are reaching out to us. No, it's our peers.
Yeah,
we're all
Peers.
fans of this
That's a great
stuff.
way.
And
Great way to put it.
that's the way I like to look at this. Whether you're a podcast or just a listener, you're all family to us. So thank you. And we're out of here.
Whoa, no.
What?
I got
we're out.
Oh, damn it.
No.
God, I was like, that was it. Cool.
I gotta let people know.
It
I
felt
know
so
you were
natural.
so close. You were
right.
so close to
So natural.
This is a long episode, guys. So all I'm going to do is say what's coming up in February, the very first episode. Okay, here we go. It's on Tubi, so everyone can play along.
Yay!
We have a kung fu horror movie called Seventh Curse, and if you go on Tubi, you have to spell it out. Seventh, SEVENTH, but go find it. You're gonna love it.
I'm scared.
We'll see.
No, it's got Chow Yun Fat and Maggie Chung. I'm in. I'm sold.
Yep. It's got some players in it.
All right.
Names aren't going to make me feel better about
no,
this.
Chow Yun Fat. That's got me in.
This is
the guy that did Story of Ricky. I'm fully in.
Yeah, the director of Ricky O. Yeah.
Oh, nope. Sign me up. I'm in.
I'm scared.
That's fair.
I don't trust any of this.
Yeah, we'll see you in a week. Go watch it and play along. It's going to be a good time.
Please keep downloading.
Help. Send help. SOS.
Hey, everybody. Hope you enjoyed our 3-year anniversary episode. Me and the guys thought it might be kind of cool for you to get a little peek behind the curtain and hear what happens when I hit the big red button, but just before the intro music plays. So here's a quick little peek. Hope you enjoy it.
Because you can buy them in bulk there.
All right. Big red button has been pushed. Let's see.
So Nate, is there one guy that does all the lettering for every black metal band? Because they're all equally illegible.
We'll never know. He's a mystery.
Maybe it's a she. Who knows?
It's just
Plenty
a
of metal
in a
chicks
black
out there.
cloak.
I'm pretty sure that's mutilated.
Mutilatred. You were very close.
Mutilatred.
See?
I didn't see
Illegible.
the R.
See, he was
Yeah.
close.
Yeah.
No, what it was the camera quality, and I'm at an angle.
Yeah.
My body's tilted.
Slightly askew.
Yeah. So that's
He's
made it hard.
listing lazily to the left.
Yeah. And really, my body just goes to the right.
All right. So
man,
Nate, you got all our collaborations still wrote down?
Yep, I've got everything right next to me.
Okay.
I think I got my kill of the week at this point, or kill of the year.
Now, see, that one doesn't sound insane to me. $12.99.
That seems right. That seems reasonable
because I know that was not a popular.
Right? Yeah, like there's no way that one has a bunch of copies made.
Oh, and that's a rental. That's wild that there's a sleeve and it's a rental. That's weird.
Yeah.
I wonder if that's one of those where they would
one of those video stores that maybe cut it or something.
Or they put the boxes out with that styrofoam filler inside of it.
Yeah, that'd be inside of it.
And you would take.
Yeah.
Because there was two I remember. You would either take the box up or they would have hang tags. Little circular with a metal. It was like for a key ring. And they would have hang tags. And you would take the hang tag up so they didn't have to store them in the back. There was a small rental store when we first started doing that did it. And it sucked because you would see the box on the shelf and be like, yeah, my movie. And then you're like, oh, fuck. No.
Ours had the, it was a circular black hang tag.
Oh, yeah.
It would say like 12. So that way, if you took 12 up there, they knew to go into slot 12.
You would still get it in the plastic case.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah, it was their way of making sure that it wasn't going to be stolen.
Didn't walk out of the store.
Yeah, because that was at the, I don't want to call it a grocery store, but it was like the local market for us.
Sure. Yeah.
So, like, it's not like they have, eyes or video camera over there.
Goodness.
Man, I forgot about those little black tags, though. Because, you'd see it on the hook, be like, oh, man, they don't got it. And then, like, we would go up and ask them, like, do you have this? And they would have, like, a tub or something like that. And they'd shift through it and be like, well, have we not put that one out yet?
Right. Kind of like a backstop kind of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember.
Wow. Or we haven't restocked it sort of thing.
Yeah.
Right.
Whew, this is good.
Okay.
Oh.
That's another all right, and I have everybody else's pulled into my notepad, so I have all the paragraphs ready. All right.
All right.
I think we are ready. We ready? We're
ready.
4 minutes in, so
Murdoch.